Probably.
I can check on it. Oh, no, I broke it. What the fuck was that? Yeah, we were definitely feeling YouTube, Tom. You're fine. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us on this weird Thursday lunchtime, afternoon-ish. I say weird because I've been here since 7, Joe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You've not mentioned it.
I'm struggling to function right now, I'll be honest. I don't have a witty retort for you.
No.
Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us. It was supposed to be fucking pissing down today. It was supposed to be Storm Benjamin.
Yeah?
Weather warnings everywhere, wind warnings and rain warnings and more warnings and lots of warnings.
Right.
And it's sunny outside at the moment.
Ah, Benjamin is broken.
Benjamin is broken.
Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've seen all those videos of them doing the Halo stuff recently.
Who? Yeah.
It's a band called Breaking Benjamin.
What did Benjamin do?
They did music for Halo.
Oh, that's cool.
It's well cool.
What, like the Halo song?
Not the Halo song. That was just done by a man.
Just a man.
Just a man. A mortal man.
Mm.
I think he has. I think I have what, Tony?
Have
the skips come? Yeah, to be fair, the first one turned up quite early, so I was glad I was here. Because I contemplated, after the show last night, I contemplated coming over here, opening the gates up, because the people that delivered the skips had told me that they could just turn up. And if they just turned up, then we would just have them dropped off and it'd be fine. And I was sat there and I was like, I'm not comfortable with it because this area isn't the greatest area in the world for allowing people uninfested access to your property. And the last thing I wanted to do was turn up this morning to find a homeless person camped in the corner of my car park who smeared shit all over my garage door.
Mm. I mean,
which is possible.
They could put one skip on top of the other and they make a house. Like upside down, like a tortoise.
It is possible that they could do that. So
life hack.
So I was like, I'm just going to get up early in the morning. So my alarm went off at 5:45 this morning, and I got up and came over to work. And then the first skip turned up at like 8 o'clock or whatever, right? And once he delivered it, needed a signature. So good job we didn't just stay at home and let himself in. That would have been stupid. So I do have skips now. So hopefully on Monday I can give you an update video for Hobby House where the bottom floor is then basically emptied. That's my plan anyway. Today Joe and I are going to do some more hobbying because him and Tom have just finished a practice tournament game at the table and I couldn't be bothered to move the cameras. We're going to be doing this here. Yeah. Joe is building a repulsor executioner.
Turret. I mean, I could build the rest of it as well.
Turret.
I don't need the body at the moment.
Yeah, and I have warp spiders. I finished building some Corsairs this morning. Sat at that desk at 7 o'clock like this.
They're the pirate ones.
They're cool though.
Yeah, pretty cool.
They're a cool little unit for 60, 65 points or something like that. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. And then we're here to talk about a thing that actually was sort of briefly discussed in Thanes today, and it gave me a bit of inspiration. And I don't know whether we do this as a league in Hobby House or not, Joe.
Yeah.
But we talked about it a bit lately as well. We talked about it off air quite a bit lately about what we like to call meta chasing dickheads, right? So people who will play a faction because they're the best faction in the game, and the best faction in the game changes, and then they drop that faction and buy that new faction.
Yeah.
And they look like they've basically ran alongside the table with one dry brush, and that's how the models are painted.
Yeah, just spray it green and do some random bits and done.
Yeah. Is it done?
Yeah, spray it black, dry brush it grey.
Yeah.
Random red bits on it.
And then the meta changes, and guess what? They fucking do it all over again.
Yeah.
No, I've always loved this faction. And I was thinking about it, right? We were talking about tournaments and people and like those kinds of people in the Thanes chat. And I've said this before, and someone brought it up. I think Britta's brought it up. Was it Britta's? Or someone else might have brought it up. I can't remember. And I wanted to actually give it some proper conversation. I think, come the new ITC season, they should make a change. I think they should do something slightly different. I've mentioned it before, and I want to know if we think there's actually any downsides to this overall. I think they should lock players to factions. I don't think you should be locked to a single faction because Games Workshop are renowned for sticking out a single codex that's then absolutely dog shit and dire and doesn't really want to get used ever, AdMech, although they're currently doing all right.
Yeah, you don't want to get stuck with a bad codex, do you?
No, quite. So my original suggestion was, what if you picked 3 factions at the start of the ITC season?
Yeah.
Right, so you might pick Tyranids, Templars, and Chaos Space Marines.
Yeah.
Right? You've given yourself quite a wide variety there. The likelihood of all 3 of those being utter dog shit is probably quite slim. And then that's what you have to use for the rest of the season, only if you want to accrue ITC points. So you can go to a tournament and take Drukari,
Yeah.
but you won't accrue your ITC points for the end of the season.
Yeah.
So it makes it much harder for people to meta hop just to get event wins to put themselves higher up the rankings, in my opinion.
Yeah. Could
You also run the risk of the most people, like you also run the risk of going ITC percentages, 75% of people have picked Eldar
Yeah.
because they're always normally
But
pretty
I
good.
think
Yeah, that would happen.
I think it would probably be better to go.
What's weird as
You
well
sto-
with that is if you pick one of them as Space Marines, then you just have like 12 armies of Space Marines essentially.
Well,
I think instead of picking it all three at the start, I think you pick one, and then you have two others that you can play. So like I think like so you could play. So for instance, I could play Black Templars, and having not picked a second or third, and then I'm like, oh, I might take Drukari this weekend, and then I'll take Drukari, and then that gives me one more pick later on down the line.
I think just pick through at the start, keep it simple.
Because the problem is like, I think, what if Games Workshop releases a new army?
well,
A
so
new
okay.
faction.
The problem. So I like the concept. I like what you're arguing here.
Yeah.
The problem you have is someone will pick a faction to start with. Next Codex comes out. It's not that good. I won't pick that one. Next Codex comes out. Well, that's pretty broken. I'll have that one for a
Yeah.
bit. And then the next Codex comes out. Not that good. I won't pick that one. And so what you could do is you could say pick three,
Yeah.
but you get a wild card swap.
Yeah.
One use per season, where you might go ditch AdMech or agents and
you
swap,
pick agents.
swap the Death Guard, right? But this is where I wanted to talk about the risks of it, because I feel like it's a great idea. Because it's my idea. But then I was always thinking there's got to be downsides. So one of the downsides, when we talk about Agents of the Imperium, for example, one of the downsides is, would we ever see an Agents player at an ITC event?
Oh, my mate does it.
Does he?
Yeah, there's a
He's
couple Agents
absolute
players.
maniac. He has like
What
a
fucking legend.
80% win rate as well or something.
Now the Death Watch.
It's weird. He's played like other more meta armies, does terrible, and then plays agents and just wins every game.
Well, your mate's a hero.
I mean, because no one understands what's going on.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Oh, I've got the sprues.
I mean, he could probably say whatever he wants.
I need the sprues if I'm going to build the models.
Yeah.
But no, finally Games Workshop released the rules for the Death Watch kill team, which means that I can now actually build and paint them, which is exciting.
If you had to pick three for the next season, Joe, what would it be?
I would probably go Templars, Drukari, and probably Tyranids, I think.
I thought you'd say Tyranids, yeah.
Yeah, because like Tyranids have a lot of options.
Yeah.
A lot of options, and they're just fun to take and
Yeah,
play
for sure.
with.
Yeah, they just like do a lot of stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
A lot of options.
And I think like you've got three very different play styles that you can run in between those. And if I feel like just taking monsters, I can just run around with big monsters and hit stuff. I don't see a downside to that.
What about you, Tom? What would you take?
World Eaters and Orcs, definitely. I've essentially locked myself for World Eaters for this ITC season. But I'm not, the third one, I used to do Custodies quite a lot, but I just haven't really done it since the book came out.
Yeah.
It was really boring. Probably, either Space Wolves or if I end up doing CSM, I think.
Okay. Interesting. Chat, I want to know what you would take.
Yeah,
What's your
what are
three
your
factions?
three?
Stick them on a postcard. Right?
What's yours, Liam?
Eldar,
Of course.
without fail. Probably Space Wolves. I quite like the way that their detachments. So I also think that if you pick Space Marines, you don't get access to supplements unless you pick the supplement,
Yeah, that's fair.
right?
Yeah,
So-
because they should be different books
So
anyway.
if you pick Codex Space Marines, you shouldn't get access to Blood Angels.
To be
Space
fair,
Wolves.
ITC does count like Blood Angels and Space Wolves as different factions to Space
Yeah,
Marines.
right, exactly.
So
Although I do think you also come under the Adeptus Astartes umbrella as well, don't you?
no,
Oh, really?
it's just Space Marines, and then if you're Blood Angels, you're Blood Angels. If you're Dark Angels, you're Dark Angels.
Oh, that's good. I like
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, I'd go Eldar. I'd go Space Wolves. which actually is a tough choice between Space Wolves and Ultramarines for me at the moment, but I would go Space Wolves, I think, because I think I prefer playing those for longer term. And this is what I mean, you have to really think about it, right? You can't just go, these are the best ones. I think my third pick would probably competitively be Sisters.
Yeah, they're fair. That's good.
Because I don't have a Chaos faction in them. Do I care? It'd be Sisters or Emperor's Children.
I mean, Emperor's Children are very good.
It'd be Sisters or Emperor's Children, I feel
Yeah, they're
like.
mad good, aren't they?
The thing is, the concern with Sisters is that they are Imperial Eldar to a point. Toughness 3.
Kind of, yeah.
Trixie, trading
Cheap.
pieces. But I guess Emperor's Children aren't too far off of Space Wolves either, really. And I'm trying to make sure that I maximise my kind of play styles. So if I'm I'll play that kind of style. The thing is, I always default, like, I nearly did a stream about this last night, and I changed the topic at the end. Like, what's your default faction? So, like, your default faction is probably Worldians.
100%, yeah.
Joe's default faction is hard for me to gauge, because he defaults back to one of 3 when he's like, I need to feel the love. And it's either CSM, Tyrannus, or Guard.
Yeah, definitely.
He doesn't have one. I always default back to Eldar, because I prefer armies with higher skill ceiling, higher skill floor. Eldar definitely fit the higher skill ceiling. I'm not sure if I believe they fit high skill floor at the moment, because they just kill so efficiently.
I think there definitely is a skill flaw for Eldar. I think you'd basically have to be playing the game for like at least a couple of years to like fully understand how to do it.
This is the thing.
So like you couldn't have a beginner just pick up Eldar and win a game.
I think you can.
I don't know, mate. I think
Against a competent opponent, probably not.
Oh, against an idiot, then yeah, you could probably do fine.
No, I didn't say idiot.
Yeah.
if you had like 2 beginners and one was playing Space Marines and one was playing Eldar, I'd bet on the Space Marines personally.
Yeah.
I think you can pick up Eldar and win a game. What I don't think you can do is just pick up Eldar and win a tournament.
Definitely not.
So that's why I would consider it has a high skill ceiling.
I think Eldar definitely kind of can bully the mid-table games at the moment.
Yeah.
Then you go to the top tables, and if you are really good, you can bully people, but otherwise you'll probably lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see Games Workshop doing something like this, as in the lock-in, because they kind of run the ITC now, don't they?
They do run the ITC.
Do they?
Yeah. I don't think they do it because I think they'd lose too much money.
I don't know if they run it necessarily, but they have a huge.
They are
hand
linked
in
to it, definitely.
Yeah.
And they obviously have gone full tournament mode in 10th edition.
Yeah.
So.
Because, like, how much money are the Metatrons making them?
I guess you've got to think, like, well, yeah, what is the percentage of income they get from just people faction hopping?
Yeah, just buying an entire
But if you
army in a one.
But if you have, yeah, you're right. But then also, if you are locked to faction, maybe I'm clutching at straws here to be very clear. If you're locked to a faction, it's possible also that you're more likely to buy more units for that faction to try and get them to work. Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd also say for the meta hopping people, they are much more likely to just 3D print an army and not actually buy GW.
Yeah, or
So,
buy
like,
second hand.
Yeah, or second hand. So I actually think it's probably a lower percentage than we think of money for GW if they stop
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, what Joe often does is Joe often applies his standard and thinks everything's got to be well painted, fully painted, and all put together nicely.
Yeah, but if
and what
there's
Matt Chases will do will buy a potato dreadnought off of eBay.
Yeah.
And dip it and go, it's good to go.
Or they just own a 3D printer, like go this
Yeah.
whole
I mean-
Eldar army in one afternoon.
For clarity, chat, this isn't everybody who plays tournaments. Like I know tournament people who are exceptionally good players who
Yeah.
have beautiful armies.
Yeah, I'd actually say the meta hoppers are actually quite a small percentage of people at tournaments, I think.
I know this will upset a lot of people watching,
Uh-oh.
but whatever. I think we should ban all 3D printed stuff from tournaments.
Why?
Events because or no, actually no, I'll take it back. I'll clarify it. 3D printed armies and complete 3D printed models.
Right, because otherwise you couldn't take your Valhallans.
Yeah.
Right.
So like if someone's no, because what I mean, right,
I'm winding you up, go on.
is that if you're using 3D prints to upgrade a model to do something the Games Workshop don't do, right? Like the Valhallan heads, you're like I don't know, Lamentor's shoulder pads because you don't want to buy 100 Deathwatch kill teams,
Yeah.
right? You're filling a hole that Games Workshop don't currently fill. But if someone turns up and they go, oh, here's my entire 3D printed Tower Crisis suit army, you know, or here's my 3D printed 3 Caladius grav tanks.
I have no issue with people being like, I 3D printed Calais grav tank because it costs like 200 quid.
But then it's kind of like an obscure, not paid. It's paid to win, but it's 3D print to win. I think at that point.
I don't totally agree with you. Like, my mate has a full 3D printed guard army that he takes to tournaments just because he wanted a different style of guard look that GW don't provide. And he's put a lot of effort into it as well. Like, it's not even like competitive or anything. It's just like the guard style he likes.
Yeah, but it's also like, it's like.
I think he's a different demographic to what Joe's talking about, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Are you saying about like the meta chase people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
agree with that.
If you're doing a fun event, but I think if you're playing to win at a competitive event, like you're using 3D printing to avoid spending money, and there's also a copyright problem as well, right?
I think I agree with what you're saying, that if they're literally match for match copying people, like copying GW products, 3D printing them, I agree with that.
If someone can't get their hand on something like Execrenes, they just get 3D printed ones.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be allowed to take them.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like by all means, own 3D printed X screens if you want to own 3D printed X screens.
Yeah.
But just don't take them to tournaments, because it's like Magic the Gathering, right? If like everyone buys the booster packs and buys individual cards, if you go to a Magic the Gathering event and you've just photocopied or printed off the cards and then put them in sleeves, it's like you've not done the required thing that everyone else is doing, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think also a lot of the 3D printed models just look really bad.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, I think it's not pay to win because you're not paying the money to win.
Did
You're cheaping out to win.
Did Games Workshop not lift the ban on accessory 3D parts?
So Warhammer World 3D printing is allowed if you can like unequivocally prove that you designed it and printed it yourself.
Yeah.
Right. So you can show, look, I created this piece, but it doesn't allow full models. It only allows accessories.
Yeah, sure. It doesn't extend to bases though, right? Bases are fine.
Oh, bases are fine. Like,
it was a bit of a controversy at the last painting thing where someone had completely designed and printed a Chaos Dwarf riding a dragon or something.
Yeah.
And it won an award, but it had literally no GW parts in it. It was literally just full design and printed by him.
Yeah.
Does the rules for Golden Demon state that you have to have a GW model? It's interesting.
That was the whole controversy.
I think what is basically it's GW IP is fine. Original models is fine. I think or you can convert an original model to look like whatever, but there can't be IP infringement on other IPs. There was a woman who did a really nice Great Unclean One conversion into Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ooh.
And they refused to let her put it in the cabinet, even though
That's sad.
It was a GW model that she'd fully converted with green stuff. It
It
looked incredible.
I feel like if you green stuff a GW model, they can't complain.
Yeah, but I think it's because they're like, we can't do this because it's
I
like
think
an
I think
IP
the thing is as well though, we're off topic slightly here, but I think for those sorts of things is you don't know what the rule is until it pops up.
Yeah.
And you might initially rule it wrong, and then you might review that and go. But it's like how the whole reason why certain laws exist is because there isn't a law until something happens, and then they create a law to cover that particular scenario. Back to topic, I think that for me, one of the reasons why I'd be so keen for this as a kind of thing is because, and maybe this is just me, I don't know, but I like the idea, competitively at least, of trying to hone a craft.
Yeah.
And when I say hone a craft, I mean take an army and slowly but surely, tournament on tournament, see progression, improvement to the point where perhaps my win rate is more often positive rather than negative. Up until when I did this years ago with Eldar, I got up to 4 and 1s. I started on 1 and 4s and then 2 and 3s and then went up to 3 and 2s more regularly and then got up to 4 and 1s. Never went 5 and 0 with it. This was back in 7th edition. We're talking quite a while ago. And I like that as a concept. However, to counter my own point, as to whether we need this or not, one of the problems we used to have I think 8th was the biggest issue for this, was that a list would come and dominate, and then you would see 2 platoon commanders, 3 squads of infantry, a Castellan, 3 Blood Angel Smash captains in every competitive winning list across the board.
Yeah.
Do we still get that now, though? Because, like, I think about Liam VSL at LGT.
I don't think.
No,
we
but
get
what
that
we
anymore.
have though is the Death Guard Codex dropping, and then Death Guard winning every major tournament.
Well, the
then-
Death Guard and the Knights' 3 months of pain was real.
Yeah.
That was a problem.
And like, I imagine there were a lot of people that were winning tournaments with Death Guard that probably didn't even own a Death Guard army before that book came out.
Do you think they got fixed quick enough? Do you think they responded to that fast enough?
No, I don't think so.
I think it went on for a little bit too
I
long.
think they need to really get the idea out of their heads that they need 3 months of data before they do something.
Well, and this is it, right? We sat here as people that aren't typically particular, like, competitive people.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably more than me and Joe more than me.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
And all 3 of us looked at both of those books and went, that's a problem.
Yeah, how did this...
Well, they
go
actually
this
did
far?
day one nerf the Imperial Knights book because of how insane the strats were in that detachment.
But what is mental is like how...
Do you remember when they were like, 1 CP, 3 big knights get Lance?
I remember.
But it's like, the mental thing about it is like, how did it get that far?
Yeah, you've got to wonder about the playtesters.
Yeah, like who's playtesting this and who's reading that at Games Workshop going that...
The thing is, Joe, it's not just the playtesters.
Yeah.
Because I playtested stuff in the past.
Oh yeah, it's the
And
people
I've fed back and gone, this is a real problem. And they've gone, okay, why? And you explain, and they go, oh yeah, that's a problem. And then you get back on a meeting 2 weeks ago, and they go, management are going ahead with it.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
and it's
fair.
like, and the people that make those final decisions need to like give their head a little bit of
I would actually say though, with the Death Guard Knight side of it, they didn't actually win like every single tournament though. They had a really high win rate, 100%. They were bullying all the middle tables, but good people were still beating them and winning tournaments despite that. So I think it's compared to like the start of the edition when it was just Eldar win literally everything.
But I think ultimately that also proves Liam's point a little bit in the sense that like the people that were beating them like were probably beating them with armies that they understood more.
Because they're very good at their army because they'd played it loads. Yeah.
So, well, I mean, the bottom line really is, do we need to restrict people competitively to picking 3 factions and only scoring points with those 3 factions? Or is there kind of a world where it sort of self-polices anyway? And we don't typically find meta-chasing people who copy and paste a winning list, then going and storming major tournaments. Because actually what we see is the people winning major tournaments, there's like Liam and his Chaos
Oh
list
my
for
god,
LGT.
the insanity.
I forget, I feel bad. I've been trying to remember for the last 5 minutes. I forget the guy who won with Guard at LVO.
It's Nemo.
Yeah.
Apparently that's his, well that's not his real name, but that's his like, I don't actually know what that is, YouTube maybe, I don't know.
If you look at those lists, you go, well, that's not an obvious list to win. And if I took the Guard list that won LVO to a tournament, I'd probably get flat fucked.
Well, my back would give out after 2 games.
Yeah.
And then I'd cry, but yeah.
I'd blow your back out.
Hey. I'd say, honestly, at this exact moment in time, there isn't really, like, Eldar's really, really good, but I wouldn't say there's any army that was, like, also win a tournament actually that good.
Well, was it your last RTT where you came up against Eldar in the final?
I beat Eldar twice on Saturday, the last RTT. Like, it is doable.
Would you consider any of the lists you played against to be meta Eldar, or were they just kind of normal
Both
Eldar?
meta Eldar.
Both meta Eldar. What's meta Eldar right now? Ish, roughly.
Like 10 Fire Dragons with Fugan and a Wave Serpent.
Oh.
Lycus, 15 Warp Spiders.
15 spiders?
Yeah, because they're just mental. When you can move 22 and shoot, it's just mental. Banshees with Jane. Bunch of Rangers and maybe Scorpions if you fancy it. So just sit in the middle and block all the movements and score points. Probably a couple of units of Sweeping Orcs for just doing a bit of shooting, a bit of grenades.
Which is interesting because I think for the most part, although a meta list, Banshees and Jane to a point, definitely Fugan and Fire Dragons you don't really need to think about. They do what they do, right? The rest of what you've just spoke about require a degree of finesse.
Oh yeah, so
If you misplay your movement with Warp Spiders, or you misplay your movement with, who's phoning me? Go away. or you misplay your movement with even Jane and Banshees, they just get obliterated.
Oh, 100%.
You
And,
just said that anyone can pick up. I think you've gone the opposite way from what you said about picking up Eldar and just winning. Like the
well,
moment,
to be fair, on Saturday it was me, and then 2, 3, and 4 were all Eldar players
Were
on the
they?
RTT. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean,
and there was I had another RTT where me and the guy who came second had the exact same battle points.
oh
We had
really?
to go to strength of schedule. But yeah, there's an undefeated guy playing Eldar who basically just ran like max units of Eldar trash. So I guess it's not really trash, but like 3 units of spiders, 3 units of rangers, 3 units of swooping orcs, and then
Yeah.
2-3 units of just damage of like fire dragons and Jane'Zar and Reapers. That's the other one.
Love
yeah,
that.
see, Reapers, fire dragons, to some degree, depending on what detachment you're playing in, you're pretty safe at just using those and killing shit.
Oh, yeah,
Stuff just
totally.
dies. I think Jane and 5 Banshees are pretty easy to use. I think 5 Banshees on their own are more of a tech piece and you have to have a bit of experience with.
Yeah.
Lycus and Warp Spiders are very forgiving because you can advance and charge. Without the Phoenix Lord, again, I think they become more of a tech piece.
Well, they're basically
Which is
there
why
to.
I can listen to what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
So Warp Spiders have got some of the better flamers that exist because
Yeah.
they're AP1 and they get that level of movement, which means you can just get yourself in flamer range. Banshees are some of the best anti-infantry units because they're literally anti-infantry minus 3 damage to whatever it is. All these things are just so good at doing what they do. You can 100%, I think, just play a game and beat someone. You can also get beat though,
Yeah.
which is why I don't think people pick those lists and easily win tournaments. I think if we're in a place, maybe counter to my own idea, I think if we're in a place where you can buy a meta army and you can meta hop every other month, but you can't win a tournament with it, well, that's good.
Yeah.
And then if you then settle on one of those armies, dial that army in to the point where you then win a tournament with it, I'd be like, well, fair play, you've learned how to use it properly.
Honestly, yeah. I do think at this moment we are at like the most balanced it's been for the whole of 10th edition.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if pretty much any army winning an event except Imperial Agents because they're not real.
They're not real. They can't hurt you.
Yeah.
They're all imaginary.
Do you legitimately think it's possible for the good players out there to pick up any one of the armies that currently exist and maybe win a tournament with it?
Honestly,
do you think
yeah.
we probably do take away the meme of Imperial Agents.
Agents aren't a real army at the end of the day.
But do you think otherwise, is there any other factions where you would look at
Most,
that and go,
but I
"Oh,
think
I'm
a lot
shocked."
of them would also be like, I could, but it would be hard, and I don't want to have to work too hard. Like most competitive players, like apart from like the real bleeding edge, let's be honest, right? Is like most people just go, how do I do this easier? You know, that's why like a lot of factions suffer from faction abandonment. Like people use it when it's good, and the moment it's a bit more balanced, they just move
Chuck in
to
the
it.
bin.
They're just
Yeah.
off to the
That's
next
why
one.
no one's played Orcs for the last 3 months.
Yeah. People will always go the easy route, you know?
Demagogue says, Tom, did you just brush over winning an RTD? Congratulations. If
Oh, you
what I heard
did.
was great. He wins so many RTTs now, we don't really bring it up anymore.
Yeah, he's just...
I've won
just wins all the
5
time.
now, I think. I've only won 1 GT ever, and that was when Bully Boys were mental.
He's missed the tournament, isn't he?
I've done a lot of tournaments.
He's the most tournamenty person in the group,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Although Paddy has done the best in terms of like big tournament win stuff.
Has he?
He went 4-1 at Bristol,
Did he?
and that's the best.
Was that with Custodes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't really try.
I mean, yeah.
The army did it for him.
Yeah.
I will say Custodians are probably easier than World Eaters.
Because Custodes is a weird one. I'm inclined to agree with you if you're making average 4-ups.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can't make your 4-ups...
I think if you're running 15...
Wardens, you're gonna
15
say.
Wardens.
15 Wardens is like, there's just so many armies that just fall over against it.
Yeah, you've just kind of got like, you've got the training wheels on it, then, haven't you, really? At that
Yeah,
point?
it's like, it just boosts you through all the lower games, I think.
Yeah. You can basically, I think... when
Like,
you're
Paddy
running-
is very good at the game. I'm not knocking anything he's done, but
don't
like,
say nice things about him.
Custodes
Don't humanise
Paddy's
is
him.
exceptional
easier.
at the game,
Yeah,
yeah.
like, he's obviously very good, but I think Custodes is a simpler army to run most of the time.
Yeah.
If he wasn't that good at the game, Joe, he wouldn't be able to steal basically 100-0 you every stream.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, you can calm down a bit, though. But I think I do better at tournaments than I do on the channel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you put different effort into the tournament. You play a different way at tournaments.
Yes.
I said this to people before.
So saying is that Paddy only beats me when I'm not trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've never played Paddy at a tournament.
No.
You played Tom at a couple of tournaments, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did those go?
Yeah. I mean, like, we just played...
2-0.
We just played a tournament game, and there's only 10 points in it at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Like,
This is my point, though, right? We try and be entertaining on the stream, on the channel as best as we can.
We try.
We try, and playing at tournaments is different. I've played a few people at events, and they've been like, "Fucking hell!" I'm like, "Yeah, but on the channel, if I play like this, we'd be over in 2 turns, and everyone would be." I think it's really boring. It's not fun to do, is it? You know.
No.
Yeah,
like,
I
it's
also...
like an Index 10th edition Eldar. If I'd have bought the best I could,
my God, yeah.
there's no fucking point.
Yeah. I think like on the channel, you want the game to be exciting all the way through. If you kind of like, if you just blitz your opponent in 2 turns, like people will just turn up to the stream and be like, well, he's lost, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hang around for the next hour to find out what's going on because
I think you can have good YouTube tournament games, but I think it's much better if you do like pre-recorded.
Yeah.
And just cut out some of the boring bits where people are just staring at a board. So I quite like watching the Art of War competitive ones as well because they're obviously incredible at the game. For
That's
one
the other
thing.
thing. I question why I'd fucking try and take on Art of War's content.
Yeah, you kind of think like, why are we doing competitive when people just go watch Art of War?
Well, I think like,
Come and listen to this clown who's admitted the best he's ever done is 4-1.
Yeah.
Or watch Art of War who've won fucking ITC.
They've won like more awards than the rest of the world combined.
I think like we'd be able to do like we'd be going after a different crowd, wouldn't we?
Yeah, of course.
Definitely.
We'd be like our crowd would be the like after you've arrived, put your models on the table and been to the bar to get your first pint.
Yeah.
Like
Double points.
this is how you don't get tabled every game. You know.
Yeah.
It's like, this is how you have fun and
Be a great opponent.
Be a great opponent.
Greatest opponent.
And still compete. You know, like how to compete and have fun, but also like probably not win every game, but at least you're not being like it's not a
You
chump
just have
game.
to try and be the greatest.
Greatest, yeah. And that's why you run Templars and Sisters.
Yeah, you run Templars and Gladius.
Yeah.
And have a fun time.
Did you run Templars and Gladius earlier?
Yeah.
Did you?
Because only
For a tournament game, I'm not going to knock that, to be fair.
No, I'm not, because the Templars attachments are mostly...
like
That's
if
so
I'm
bad.
running Templars on the channel, I'll take one of.
What we
Their
could do like a Templars detachment versus a Space Wolves detachment and see who got the worst index.
Yeah.
Templars.
Probably.
I actually think Beast Slayer is really good still.
It's quite good.
Templars only had one detachment that was good, and it was basically their index detachment. Essentially, it's their index detachment that got
Oh, it got
was
redone.
chaplains and judicas, basically. Because the other one is all about ancients and crusade squads, which are not great. And the other one's the land ranger detachment, which, as we've discussed, the only good land raider is the
dead
redeemer.
one.
At the end of the day.
I don't hate the regular one, to be
But
fair.
the problem is, like, the regular one is like, it's got las cannons.
Yeah.
And it's really, really good in every Space Marine chapter apart from Templars, because Templars don't get oath. So the las cannons are way less efficient. So you're better off just taking the flamers that just hit all the time.
There's also the same cost as a Repulsor Executioner, and I just take a Repulsor Executioner in that case.
I think for the most part as well, though, especially for stream, I'd rather just have fun and then worry about being a bit sweaty.
No, like, I don't really come to play here to do sweaty tournament games. Like, I just come for like fun, chill games, unless Paddy's here.
I don't go to tournaments to play sweaty tournament games.
Yeah, fair.
I do sometimes, like, we've talked about this before, right? But there's like sections of a leaderboard at the end of a tournament, right? And actually, these sections typically start to settle 3 to 4 games into the tournament. And I think you've got the bottom 2/3, I would suggest, for the most part, who are like, I'm here for fun. I'm here to enjoy myself. I'm here to have a laugh. I'm
Got
here
the
to drink a beer. If I'm 0-4 at this point, I couldn't give a fuck. I've bought my narrative list and I'm having some fun.
My Sunday morning opponents at the doubles I went to was 2 orc players, and so it's game 1. This is like 9:30 in the morning. to walk to the table with Guinness in hand.
Yes.
I'm here for that.
I'm like, good.
And then you've got the top third minus the top 5, maybe 4 or 5. And these are the people that, if you can, chat, you want to avoid them at tournaments for the most part. Because they're the people that probably have got the meta list and they really want to win the tournament, but they probably won't and can't. But it's their list.
Oh, you mean like the in-between bit where the people that are like...
So not the bottom 2/3,
Yeah.
but not the top 5,
not
or
the top,
10,
not the top like 10%.
that bit in between.
Oh, they're the worst.
Because the ones at the top are the ones that will take your skew chaos lists and your skew Astra Militarum lists
Yeah.
and will do fine.
Yeah.
And actually, Joe's mentioned this before, watching them on like War Games Live, you watch them and you go, we're just having a nice time.
They're just having... There's like a collaborative experience if you do it well.
It's weird because you've got this top group who are almost playing like the beer hammer lot.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do this. Can I do it? Yeah, let me help you out.
Yeah.
They're a bit more precise and a bit more like calculated.
I think the difference between the top 5 and then the top, and then then 5 to like
30%.
like 5 to like top 15, say top 20, right? The difference is how much information they're willing to give to their opponent.
Yeah, that is a big one.
And I find that the top 5 is a collaborative experience.
Yeah.
Everything that each person's doing, the other person is like, I can do this, I can do this, I got this, I can react to this. If you do this, I want you to be aware that I can do this.
Yeah, because they're not trying to take advantage of the rules at all.
Like, each person's measuring everything, discussing it. There's no hidden agendas kind of thing. Whereas I find that like the other tables, there are a lot of like the gotcha moments.
Yeah, I heard a story of an individual who had said to someone, here's what I can do, here's my stratagems, listen carefully, I'll only tell you once, I refuse to tell you again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if I had pulled up to a table and that was what I got presented with, I'd be like, cool, you can have the win, I'm fucking off. I'm not interested in playing you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's not going to be the kind of experience I'm after.
It's when they're like, there's just certain people who are so like, I must win at all costs, I'm not going to tell you anything, will not be a fun experience for either of us, and I'm just going to win.
Yeah.
It's just, why are you paying 75 quid to be here, mate? Like,
Stu says the people that you really want to avoid have probably gone home after the first or second game.
Yeah.
yeah.
And obviously a lot of people say, oh, you don't want to give away your game plan. I'm like, but realistically, if you are both good players, you because of how the game plays now, you kind of already know what your opponent wants to do anyway.
Yeah, you already know that they want to stand on objective, score secondaries, and kill you.
Yeah.
Look, we know that
stuff is in rapid ingress.
We know the game's a dice game.
Yeah.
However, and that means that it's down to chance. Part of what makes the top players versus the middle field and the bottom field is the ability to remove dice from the equation, essentially. The ability to stack odds significantly in your favour, or to just flat remove the requirement for chance altogether. And the players at the bottom will have much random big wow, or they won't they won't synergize in a way that removes the random, or they won't do things in an order in which removes the random. And the players at the top, if they're going to fuck you, they're going to fuck you, and there's not a lot you can do about it. You just can't stop it. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I would argue that giving your game plan away is largely an irrelevant experience, because I also would say that if you've got a top player versus a top player, they're going to look at the other person's army and go, I know exactly what you're going to try and do.
100%, yeah.
And the other person will know the same.
Yeah.
So there's no point playing that secretive game.
No, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
You can you don't have to tell your opponent your strategy to beat them, but like they're going to know what all your units do.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're choosing where you place your models, what you shoot at, whatever, you do the thing. Because your opponent's not going to tell you what you can and can't do. The ultimate was, you can't do that, so because you physically can't move that far, or you don't have the range. That's the limit of what they can tell you.
I think agreeing movement distances is a big one as well. When you do a tournament, like me and Joe played earlier, we're trying to just measure the distance between things before we actually moved anything. Just so
if it's sort of inconsequential, mostly I'm like, cool, I'll measure, I can move about there.
Yeah.
If it makes a big difference,
If it's when it's like a
measure
charge,
it, and if I'm like, I can't. Because we're all hovering with tape measures, right?
Yeah.
If I can't quite make up my mind up, my answer at that point is always tape
What
measures
do
my
you think?
opponent.
Yeah.
What do you think that is?
But it's also
I think it's a 7-inch charge.
Yeah.
What do you think it is?
Yeah.
And actually, to be fair, most of the time for the first part, I won't say the number.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I know what I think that is. Let me know what you think that is. If they go 7, I'm like, yeah, cool, I agree. If they go 8, I'm like, okay, that's fine. If they went 10, I'm like, I was close to 7. Do you know what I mean? And I think conversation.
As well as that, I think if you genuinely can't agree on it, genuinely just call a TO and let them make the decision. Don't fight about it. Like that's what they're there for.
I think like the best example is like we had it in our game, but I've had it in other games before, where you go to move somewhere and you go, by the way, if you move there, I can overwatch you.
Yeah.
And you go and then what happens is, well, you go, oh, actually, I'll move to this place here where I can't be overwatched, right? And then what might happen then is you go, are you aware if you move there, you could be overwatched? And then they go, but if you go here, I can't overwatch you, but you're further away. And then it becomes yours as the person moving the stuff, your decision whether you risk the overwatch or just try and gamble the longer charge. I think that's like the best situation. Instead of just going move the stuff and then someone goes Overwatch.
Yeah.
And you go, and your opponent's like, well.
So you'd never
can I move my
hide
stuff back?
You'd never hide a Hurricane intervening character right behind a wall.
Well, that's different than Tom. He knew he was in my army.
All the things we've just said, I don't think any of that happened in that game.
Well, I do think
That game was just a pure troll fest.
I do think that
which is because we know each other too well.
Right, between friends it's a bit different, especially when you play each other all the time. I feel like...
No, I have no real bad feelings about that game.
But
Like, it was only an RTT, like, it doesn't really matter.
If you look at, like, I think one of the best examples of fun, I don't really give a fuck kind of gameplay was LGT. This is Boris from Bad Moon.
What was he playing?
He was playing Emperor's Children.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And he, in the shadow round, to see who goes through to the next round, he ended up playing into his teammate. And they were both like, we haven't got a hotel for tonight, so whoever stays has to pay for their own room. And obviously they've got to be here early tomorrow and there's more games. So they didn't even play a game. They just did a roll-off.
Did they actually?
And whoever won it just stayed. That was it.
I rate
The TOs
that.
were, yeah, that's fine.
I rate that so much.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know, I'm not sure about that.
Why?
I feel like it's not like you haven't even played the game, you just rolled off. That's not in the spirit of the event.
But yeah, the thing is you're in the shadow round, right? So they've already won 5 games, right? So you could choose not to do a shadow round and just go home. But they both got into the shadow round.
Because I assume technically that one of them dropped.
Yeah, so basically the guy who failed the roll was like, cool, I'll drop and go home.
Yeah.
And it was like...
I don't have a problem with that. If you've done 5 already, you've done your requirement for the ticket
you got to think, right? They did the 3 or 4 game tournament on... The 3 game tournament
right.
on the Friday. Then they played Saturday.
So they've already done 8, essentially.
8. Then they did Sunday.
No, sorry, that's with the whole weekend plus Friday is 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then you're going into more, which is crazy.
And then they play 2, potentially 3 games again Sunday evening for the shadow round, or whatever it is, for the actual final top 8 to figure out who it is. And then they go and do another tournament on Monday.
Yeah, I think Liam did like 11 games or something, which was crazy.
It was 10 or 11, I think.
10, okay, yeah.
Reckless says, I think forcing your opponent to make tough choices like that, risking Overwatch versus risking longer charge, is part of how you win games. 100%, but I also think it's important how you present that. Because if you're offering a genuine choice versus playing a mind game of, I just don't want you to be there.
Yeah. It's not a mind. I think it's
I think it's just saying, like, I can Overwatch if you move there.
The difference between the mind game and the having an actual straight-up discussion is kind of enforced from how you start the game overall. If you start the game working together, like measuring together, so like my model's here at the start of my turn, I want this unit's here, you're like, well, I want to charge that unit. Instead, you go, I move 6 and then 10 away, so you're 16 inches. So you measure 16, so you know that when you move your stuff, you know 10 inch charge, right? But that's just that's good information to have, because if your opponent moves and he goes, cool, it's an 8 inch charge, and you're like, where those extra 2 inches come from, you know? And I think that's just also a way of keeping you both honest.
Yeah, definitely.
Well.
But it is also important that if you start playing that way, you keep playing that way.
Yeah. You play all the way
there's
through
too many
the game.
people that start playing that way until they start losing.
Yeah, it's
they turn into a knob.
like if it's round 3 and you go, by the way, I can do this, right? Then you're like, it's kind of like, There is you're trying to play mind games at that point.
So what do we think? Do we think locking people into factions is something that overall would have a net positive impact, or do you think it's just flat not required?
I think it would force people to become better, ultimately better players with the armies that they've picked.
I think even if this, like, they obviously are not actually going to do this, but I think if you are thinking about doing ITC events, it would be genuinely a good idea to just lock yourself in for 2 to 3 factions just to improve.
I think ultimately, some people might be better. Like, for some people, that rule wouldn't affect them at all, right? You look at someone like Paulie, Scary, and like as George as well.
Masters of their craft.
They all just play Drukari.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, so the ruling wouldn't even affect them. So they could pick two other factions and be like, well, I'm thinking about doing a White Scars army at some point, so I might as well bang that in, you know. And then you go, well, I might do a Chaos army at some point, just bang that one in. And if you get around to doing them eventually, you're kind of in, but you're still always just going to be playing Drukari. For most people, it wouldn't affect them. I think if you're new to the tournament scene, and you want to start doing events and stuff, I think your first 3 or 4 events, you just take the same army.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, the same faction, right? Not if you might go to the first tournament and be like, oh god, my army, this is terrible. I need to change my list. I think that's fine. But like, I think try and learn the game and how to do it as best you can.
I think people like your Paulies and your Scaries that you just talk about are actually quite inspirational people in that regard. Only because this is my favourite. I'm going to run this all the time because it's my favourite, and I'm going to get good with it. And then what you see typically is you see them doing well at events when their codex is bottom of the pile.
Exactly.
And that's really good. Like I love that. And for me, that's quite inspiring. That's the thing I'd like. Like if Elder come out 11th edition, and they're, for some reason Games Workshop go, you've had your time in the sun over the last 4 editions. You're now going to be dog shit. I'd like to keep playing with them and still get 3, 2, 4, 1.
That's what I tried to do at Worldy, is, to be honest. Because I did kind of bad at Beachhead last year, and then since then I've just been trying to like lock in on it.
Did you do bad at Beachhead?
I think it was like 2-1-2 or something.
Oh, okay.
I won 2, drew 1, lost 3, I think. After that, I was like, I just switched to Orcs. I was like, hang on, if I just actually try and play the game properly with Worldies for a while.
I won 2 games last Beachhead.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest, I'd given up after the first.
You had a different battle going on.
I was fighting the forces of my own body, you know?
You were a mess.
I was like, this is not my Beachhead.
You almost dropped.
I very nearly dropped.
Well,
but
he would have if it wasn't for his missus telling him off.
She kept me going.
For some reason you told her.
I was stupid.
You didn't tell her. She tracked him and found out he was still in the hotel.
Yeah, she's got a tracker. She's like,
oh, you got tracked. Oh my god.
Her, Tom. She was like, why are you still in the hotel? Aren't you supposed to be playing Warhammer? And he's like, oh, I might drop because I'm unwell.
but like, the thing is though, once I'd realised I'm not trying anymore, like my experience of that weekend was just a case of like, just fuck around and find out, you know? Just like do a bunch of dumb stuff. My last game was versus a Worldies player who was pretty new to tournaments. He didn't really understand how precision worked, so I taught him how precision works, and it fucked me for the rest of the game.
That's why you are the greatest opponent.
I am the bestest opponent.
Yeah,
greatestest.
Yeah.
The greatest is
once you really explain to Worldies players with Master of Executions how precision works.
Oh, if you tell
goes
someone
downhill very quickly.
Yeah, if you explain how pre-Codex Master Executions work, it's bad for you.
If I make greatestest t-shirts, I want everyone who goes to Beachhead from the Great Hall to wear one.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, greatestest. Okay, well, I mean, I think for me the risk is I'm mildly obsessed with numbers and stats, as you know, and I was looking the other day at stat check. When I say the other day, I think it was Monday. I can't remember. And actually, we sort of talk about Death Guard and we talk about Knights and we talk about currently Eldar and stuff like that as if like they're oppressive. And if you look at the stat check numbers, they're not oppressive at the moment.
No.
Actually, the balance between all of the factions with a couple of rare outliers, namely Imperial agents who aren't a real army, their balance is very good at the moment. Like
That's what I'm saying.
Tom
Like,
said earlier, probably the most
100%.
balanced it's ever been.
The whole time I've been playing
So-
40k, which is since 9th, I think this is the most balanced I've ever seen it.
So if they manage to maintain this for the next 3, 4, 5 years, then it could be argued that issue is never going to be required because you'll probably see a balance of factions anyway because everything's quite good. If you look at the Coventry, it is the Coventry.
Coventry
GT,
this
isn't it?
weekend, yeah.
Coventry GT number of factions, it's quite reasonably balanced.
I think it's balanced.
It's what you would expect to see. That's a popular army, so there's more of them. Not because it's good, but just because it's popular.
Yeah, like there's always more Space Marines, there's always more Tau. Like it's just is what it is.
Tau had the highest showing, didn't they, on one of them, as in
think
a
they-
single faction.
They're potentially like one of the most popular armies in the game, to be fair.
Yeah, which blows my mind because they're not the most popular people.
I'm waiting. I'm supposed to be playing Blood Angels tonight. I'm waiting for him to send me the Tau list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's got to wait until the game starts, and then once you go to deploy, he's like, oh, actually,
Deploy.
Just flips the table and it's
Yeah.
Tau.
yeah, everything's like magnetized.
So
Yeah.
I think if they maintain that level of balance across the factions, then you probably don't need to lock people to factions because at that point, because my concern is that the real risk comes from we lock you to factions, and like I said at the start of the chat, right, and then everyone goes, well, typically Eldar are always really, really good, so everyone just picks them because they want to have access to a good army, and then you can end up at a tournament where 70% players are one faction because they picked them on the gamble they were going to be good, and they are good, and then you know what I mean? So like that would concern me. And there's no way of doing that unless you were to say we restrict the number of people that can play this faction. That you don't want to do that either. So I think if they can keep the balance where it is, the meta chasers, the extreme meta chasers, will always extremely meta chase.
Yeah, there's always
never win a tournament.
a percentage of people that will always just swap army every tournament because that's just what they do. But like, I think like, if we actually look at the people who win the big tournaments, they don't really swap armies that crazy amount, I'd say.
No.
Like, most of the Art of War guys have the armies they take regardless of what's going on.
Joe's also preyed on meta chasers in the past.
Yeah.
Because when something is good and then suddenly it isn't very good, off he goes to eBay to
Oh yeah, that's the reverse meta chase is real.
Yeah. Joe's like, oh, there's loads of dreadnoughts on eBay now.
Because that's it, you just buy them, then like a year later they're good again.
Yeah. Just get But also, like I think like there's also very smart people in the world that like look at what is good and then go, how do I off meta this to
Yeah,
to deal
100%.
with-
Well, that's what Guard was at LVO.
That is why
ultimately.
they won, I think.
Like, because if you look at that Guard list, on the surface of it, it's not particularly good, but you do go, how do you chew through 100 Guard bodies whilst also scoring all your secondaries? And the answer is, most armies currently for tournaments can't do that.
No.
So at that point, he's like, well, I won't stop scoring.
Especially the top armies.
Yeah. And he then goes, I won't stop scoring. You can't stop me from scoring, and you can't score as much as I can score. So I win.
It's a real gamble taking that though, because if you run into the one maniac who's running 80 berserkers, you're having a bad time with that.
Yeah, if you run into that one guy who's just there for beers and fun,
Yeah, he's like, wow, this is great.
it's like, oh no.
Your year of practice is now wasted.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing that's quite interesting as well, isn't it, with tournaments in general, is if you wanted to be a competitive person, there is always that chance that you can draw a non-competitive person who has an off-meta skew list that just happens to be the rock to your scissors.
Yeah,
and then you're like,
winning events is always like, it is a fluke to some extent. Like your matchups and dice rolls, there's so much random chance involved that like you can like prep and strategize and everything.
well, it makes people like Liam, who won LGT, even more impressive.
It's insane.
Three years in a
he
row.
is an absolute like inhuman insanity.
That's what I'm saying. The achievement should never be understated because winning it once is impressive. Winning it 3 years in a row with Chaos, when you've got to think about the fact that it's D6, random pairings, all those kinds of
He is the exception
variables.
to the rule,
He
like
is an
genuinely.
exception.
But I think there's like I coined the phrase when I was with Looking Out Sir called meta regret, where I had meta regret, where basically I qualified for at 4-1. I beat Arlie in the final.
Oh,
Arlie,
Yeah, Arlie in the final, and I was running Drukari Quins. And to get into the World Championships, right? Lee was running a fucking what's the Forge World Big Tau thing?
the Towner.
The Towner. basically. Basically, I only won because obviously it used to be random turns. So after round 5, you rolled to either as round 6, or was it after round 6 is rolled to round 7?
Yeah.
Basically, if the game ended, I won. If it went on another turn, I lost because I had one model left on the table. Anyway, and then for the final, instead of taking the Drukari Quins list that I'd done, I'd rotated into broke as shit Imperial Fists, Space Marines. And I think I went 3 and 2. Right. And I was like, I probably would have had more fun and done better if I just stuck with.
I've had that before, where I've like taken a like more meta focused type of army, and like done not that great, and then another time run like the stuff I actually like and done better.
Yeah.
Well, so, I think for most people that will always be the case, though, Tom.
Yeah.
Because you know it, because you care about it more,
Exactly.
and you're more invested in it. I'll tell you now, right? Before Beachhead, there is going to be a balanced data slate. Now, based on current scoring, likelihood is Eldar are going to take some sort of nerf.
They probably should.
That may be points. It could be rules. I don't know. It might be both. I'm not sure. But the likelihood is they're going to see a nerf. And looking at the win rates, etc., they probably should take one.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to be that person who goes, "It's my faction. Leave it alone."
Yeah.
I will tell you and everyone in the chat right now, the likelihood of me taking anything other than Eldar to Beachhead is basically 0. So they could double nerf it to a point where it goes to a 40% win rate, and I'd probably still take Eldar.
You don't want Space Wolves or?
I just like playing Eldar at tournaments.
Fair.
And I have the most fun when I'm playing them. And I like playing Spaceballs. I liked the one time so far I played Emperor's Children. I like playing Ultramarines. I like those things.
Yeah.
I just have the most fun when I'm playing Eldar.
I mean, if you go into a tournament, you do want to enjoy it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And I think I will mostly have the most fun if I have Eldar. The only time that's ever been different, I've been to a couple of tournaments where I've taken other armies. I've taken Necrons to a tournament. I've taken Death Guard. I've taken Necrons to a couple of tournaments, actually. Taken Death Guard once. This is previous editions. Taken Guard once because Mike Costello lent me his Talon army, which was a lot of fun. There's a couple of others in there as well. And for the most part, the reason why I would take those armies is because I didn't like the response I got coming to the table as an Eldar player.
Yeah, I get that.
Because Eldar have a history of being broke as shit, and no matter how much you tell people they're my favourite faction for multiple reasons, but not because they're good, they go, yeah, fine, whatever. I mean, I literally have Eldar tattooed on my fucking leg.
Yeah, surely just whack that
People
out.
are like, yeah, whatever. Right, cool, thanks. I remember one event I went to in Colchester, right, and I drew this opponent, and I was 2-0, I think, at this point. I played Ricky, who runs confrontation events, in the previous round, and he also had Eldar, and I had Eldar, and we matched up in a mirror match. Lists were slightly different, but the armies were both Eldar, and I beat him just. I went into my third round, and I'd drawn a Tyrannid player, right? This is back in the days of 7th edition. And I drew a Tyrannid player, and I walked up to the table for this Tyrannid player, and he threw a fucking wobbly. Oh, for fuck. All he saw was that he'd drawn Eldar, and I walked up with some Eldar units, right? And for fuck's sake, fucking Eldar. And he went off on one for about 10 minutes. And I was like, all right, mate, Jesus. So honestly, I nearly walked away from the table.
Yeah.
Calmed him down a bit, and I was like, right, so I know Eldar's reputation in 7th edition. However, all this shit that they can do, I haven't taken it. I don't have invisibility. I don't have this. I've not bothered with it because I just want to come here and have some fun. And I don't think my list is good enough to win this event. I'm here to enjoy myself. So tell me about your Tyrannid army. Do you ever remember? The old fucking broken Sky Swarm constantly regenerating gargoyles list that existed?
Yeah,
Every time a gargoyle unit died, they just brought it back on the table.
Ugh.
Constantly. And it had like 2 harpies and a hive crone.
Yeah,
and it was back when flyers were 6s to hit, so you couldn't shoot at them. And he bought this busted as fuck Tyrannid list out, put it on the table, and I was like, the fuck are you?
That's
Proceeded
crazy.
to straight fuck me as well for 3 turns. But that reaction was enough for me to go, I don't really want to play this faction and deal with that every time.
It was probably also because it was like the one army that probably beat his one.
Yeah.
But it didn't. He fucking. If I'd have taken meta, it probably would have beat him. But it didn't. He fucking
Also,
nailed
like,
me.
if you're really try and take in the best competitive thing you can. You can't really get that salty about the person you're playing against also taking like the competitive option.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a feels bad moment for me. And I remember after that event, I shelved Eldar for a little while. And I was like, I don't want to bring them anymore because I'm so bored of people kicking off and telling me that I'm a fucking gamey meta chasing dickhead because I run Eldar, only to then beat me in 3 turns. And I'm like, well, I understand.
Yeah.
But now recently I've come back to them. The launch of 10th was a bit of a problem.
Yeah. Tiny bit.
To say the
Teeny
least.
tiny bit.
Yeah, they weren't getting any fans, were they?
They only like broke the game for what, 6 months?
Yeah.
But this is a faction where I, in the last edition or the one before that, I sold my army. I was so bored of it, I sold it, and I said to Joe, because he shipped it off on eBay for me. I said to him, just get rid of it. I'm just so sick of the experience. And then it wasn't long before I was like, I actually really miss playing Eldar because your favourite faction is your favourite faction.
Yeah.
For multiple reasons, and that's why I then bought what's his name, Liam Calibert's army, which is what we were using, the kind of bluey.
Oh, yeah.
And then when all the new aspects got released, Joe repainted half of that stuff, and now we have the current channel army.
Yeah.
And I missed it. So if Eldar get nerfed into the ground for Beachhead, I'm one of those people that's like, I'm still taking them. But there are others who have been playing them recently who'll be like, they'll be on eBay, gone.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, if you pick your 3 armies for the season as Eldar, Tau, and Ultramarines, you might not make that many friends.
What's wrong with Ultramarines?
They just always have the get all the love thing.
They're
don't
like they're like the Eldar of
They do
of
have
Space Marines, aren't they?
They are the best Space Marines. They have every option essentially.
Are they the best Space Marines?
If we're talking about core Space Marines,
Non-supplements.
yeah.
Because I maybe
even
rules-wise,
including-
Blood Angels are...
Or Raven Guard are probably.
I'd say like Ultramarines, Raven Guards, and probably Blood Angels would be the ones
I
say.
don't know why they won't let me ally Ultramarines with Eldar.
Because
Very narrative, Tom.
Only if it was Yunari.
Very narrative, mate.
Only if you make them kiss the whole game.
Yeah.
That can be
Yeah.
arranged.
Only if you wear a furry suit at the same time.
Could also be arranged.
Is that not for Space Wolves?
Yeah. Same but different. You have to wear the cat lady outfit.
I actually need to bring my Space Force tunic over for next week because
Yeah.
Tom's picking up some extra Space Force models for me from Lee.
I am.
Yeah.
They look amazing.
So I should probably wear my fur
Yeah.
Get
and
your furry out.
and my tunic.
Yeah.
I promised the chat.
What date? When are you playing them?
I don't know yet. I haven't looked at the schedule.
I think it's Thursday, isn't it? Maybe.
Possibly. I'm not
I think
sure.
me and Joe are on Tuesday.
Is it?
I think.
Yeah.
Just
And
look
I'll
at
be
it.
bringing models.
You will.
Will you?
Yeah.
So will I, probably.
Models.
Right. We probably should jump into chat. Tom, do you want to jump into chat, or do you want me to do it from here?
I could do it.
It's up to you, mate. I know we start with Big Bad Matt.
Oh, yeah. Matt just came in, dropped his load all over the place
Yeah.
and gifted 50.
Matt the Giga Chad, gifting 50 off the bat, Jay.
I hope that they find a way to remove all spiders from Australia
Why?
because they're awful.
Would they
Spiders
then
are
have a
quite
mosquito
useful
problem?
for the
What?
ecosystem.
Yeah, wouldn't they then have a problem with mosquitoes and stuff?
They'd probably get like other birds to do it. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Just
Get the
like,
emus on it.
yeah.
For birds.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Fine.
Then we got 10 gifted from Cray.
Legend.
Thank you. I hope that you get a ice cream making machine.
Okay. Into it.
Then thank you, Matt O'Reilly again. He gifted Super Chat. Said, well, now you are talking my language. I'm
Oh, really?
assuming that's in response to the topic.
Matt says I want a refund.
That's fair. We can't control what Joe says, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. YouTube sometimes gives refunds, but we don't.
He just wants to single-handedly destroy the entire ecosystem of Australia.
I want to be able to go to Australia because I am part Australian.
Are you?
Yeah,
The criminal part.
the criminal part. Yeah, the kleptomaniac
What part have you got Australian?
On my dad's side. So my dad's Australian.
Is he?
My grandmother's Australian. Yeah.
I never knew that about
my dad's got like 11 brothers and sisters. I think like 8 of them were all born in Australia.
Jesus, fucking, your grandmother was fucking busy, wasn't she?
Yeah.
All the same dad?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
They had a fun time.
They met during the war in Australia. There's nothing
they?
else to do back then, was there? No television. Well,
no,
there was a
you
bit
just
of television.
you're just waiting the inevitable death from war, I guess, aren't you?
Yeah, and I feel like in Australia it's a numbers game, innit? You know.
Well, you think a third of them will die to the wildlife.
Yeah.
He does, that's what he thinks.
Yeah, like you wake up in the morning.
This is where Joe gets it from.
You wake up in the morning and there's just a giant snake with like a human shape like on the inside of it, you know.
Honestly, Joe's like,
And those dingoes.
every day Matt gets, he's like, oh, fuck me, still alive. Surprised, genuinely.
Yeah.
Surprised the wildlife hasn't eaten him.
Yeah. and those kangaroos are hench, you know.
Yeah, they'll knock you out,
the
mate.
videos.
Break your arm.
Thank you, Matt. Anyway, love you.
Yeah.
Thank
to see you,
you, Tank the Unknowing. He says, if I had to pick 3, I'd go Dark Angels, World Eaters, and Nids.
That's quite a strong 3, actually, to be fair, because World Eaters, you've got your oppressive melee output. Dark Angels, you've got your good durable but access to space marine shooting. And Tyranids gives you fast, stealth, monster, or any flavour you want.
And
Quite like
Dark
that.
Angels do have variety. You wouldn't know it from looking at people who go to tournaments, but you are allowed to not take Deathwing
I'll
Knights
take a
and
You
take
think you could take
some
more
Raven
than 15
Wing.
Deathwing Knights, Tom?
why would
Apparently,
you?
I've never actually seen it in the wild, but
But why would you?
to have fun.
That's not his version of fun,
No,
Tom.
sorry, yeah.
Joe's having fun when you're fucking miserable.
That's true. That's why every list I've played in recently, he's got a goddamn Aura of Deceit where I can't spend any strats.
I mean, Aura is just a solid rule.
You won't be happy until I'm just bringing subpar lists, I feel.
That's what you do to me.
What are you talking about? I always bring subpar. I've changed. I
You just ran Gladius Templars.
yeah, but I didn't bring a Redeemer, and you were like happy about that.
I was
You
not
double
happy.
repulse execution at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's been telling me that I need to take him anyway because they're really
They're
good.
really, really good. God.
Dear.
The double basically there was a time where he killed all my stuff, and then the 2 repulsors just proceeded to delete 20 berserkers.
Who won?
I won by 10.
They won by 10.
Quite close then.
It was really close, yeah.
The thing is, because he has automatic fight on death, it's a real tough one for me.
Do you think he'd have been better with big gun repulsors?
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically
definitely.
I took the plasma repulsor
Bit of a
because
test.
I was like, no one's taking it, but I want to know why. You know, because like, are they taking it because it's the most efficient, or are they taking it because?
I think the issue is it's only strength 9 is the main issue.
Yeah, because like the fact there was 3 turns in a row where I rolled a 6 for the amount of shots, so it was getting like 7 to 8 shots on the blast, but I lost because I couldn't kill the Forge Fiends.
Yeah, the strength 9 isn't a problem if you're not running Templars because you get +1 to wound on the out.
Yeah.
If you're running Templars, you don't get that +1 to wound.
Yeah, because I could basically just have Forge Fiends wherever I want, and they're not going to kill them because they win them on 5s.
So yeah, you need the big gun to deal with
Yeah.
things like Forge Fiends.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think because if I'd killed the Forge Fiends like turn 2.
Well, it's more that I would have just had to hide the Forge Fiends a lot more.
Prillis says, Matt gives 50, you get a cataclysmic environmental outcome. Next person gives 10, you get an ice cream maker. Never change, Joe.
Oh.
Yeah,
We got
Some can say that scaled accurately. Carry on.
got a super chat from Benjamin Dustin
Hey,
for
Ben.
20 New Zealand dollars. 3 factions would be fair. I would have said 2, except I played Knights All Edition, then changed to Votan, but had a casual game with Harlequins. Now I have a real Jones for pure Harlequins. I don't play optimized list though.
I ran pure Harlequins the other day. I ran the suboptimal version of it because we didn't have all the characters. I think pure Harlequins can function in this world, you know. But I
Have they
think
got a
it's,
detachment?
well, they've got their own detachment. Yeah, I think pure Harlequins is a solid 2-3-3-2.
I fucking
Army.
love Pure Quins.
But they play very similar to Drukari.
Yeah.
Where they're not as resilient as normal Eldar, and their output's not as bonkers.
Did you notice
But-
as well that Drukari have all had one worse leadership now as well?
Have they?
Yeah,
Well,
they're all leadership 7 now.
So Quins,
that's fine.
in the detachment, troops get battle line. They
Yeah.
also count as AC2. and you can take 3 Death Jetters, Shadow-Seers, and Troop Masters rather than 1.
Yeah.
And then they get, every time you make a charge, you can move through enemy models,
Okay.
which is decent. Obviously, then enhancements and strats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does sound quite good. You're definitely playing on hard mode compared to like normal.
But I think sometimes it is good to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I
I think it's good to try different things as well.
The movement shenanigans is great, though.
Yeah.
I love, because they get, with the Troop Masters, they get cool extra Consolidate Pilot type stuff. Their flip belts are pretty good as well. I remember going to No Retreat Legends, and I took Harlequins. This is back in a previous edition. And I got pulled against a Custodies player. And I was like, I can't really, I don't have enough to kill Custodies. I just can't. And the Custodies player was actually Quipster off of Instagram. And I'd played him loads on the channel before, and he'd beat me every single time. And I was like, just a heads up, I'll be playing different because it's not for content. And at the end of it, I think I'd killed like 2 Terminators and taken some wounds off of a Telemon. That's all I did.
Yeah.
But I outscored him just by trading pieces constantly and going, that's my objective now. And I just about beat him for it, just because I love that movement game and I like that puzzle.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
really like
enjoy.
movement. I really enjoy movement bullshit armies that you can do stuff with. Like one of the most fun things now of Worldy is the Pile and Consolidate 6 shenanigans you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I think also the more you play over the years, the more you realise that the movement abilities are the stuff that actually wins the game a lot of the time.
Oh yeah, 100%. But like I think sometimes like also like I think for a 3-game 1-day event.
Yeah. If you're doing an RTT, you just roll whatever the hell you want.
do it,
like,
yeah.
It does not matter.
The 2-dayers, I don't tend towards the heavy thinking armies.
No. Imagine doing 10, Joe.
Yeah, I tend towards the
With that CSM army as well.
Do you know
run
where
forward punch stuff.
I'm jealous of Joe is that the Golden Ticket event is 8 games.
Oh,
Over
yeah.
4 days though, Tom.
Honestly, 8 games, it's 4 hours each, 2 a day, right?
Yeah.
That sounds great.
That sounds
You got,
one
like-
morning lunch game.
You got like
done.
no time pressure.
Oh.
You got loads and loads of free time.
And I think they start at like 8:30 in the morning.
Oh,
that's
Yeah.
why. What? Yeah, there's only 8 hours you got to be there.
Yeah, but I think it's because they want because it's 4-hour round, so
I guess
they
you'll
kind of
be-
want to finish at a decent time as well.
You could probably start at 9, surely.
yeah, 1 o'clock for lunch.
Yeah.
Start at 2, finish at 5. Your day's done.
6, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
how 4 plus.
I don't know.
2
I don't know
works.
that. I don't know their choices, but
No, fair.
Out your willy.
Got a super chat from Gaz B who says, Death Course of Krieg, Death Course of Krieg, Death Course of Krieg. No meta in sight. He's not wrong. Yeah.
Facts. But the thing is, I honestly think I could, without any shadow of doubt, actually, I could commit to a single army for a whole ITC season and
Easy,
never play
yeah.
a different faction.
Would it be Eldar?
It would be Eldar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because they're my favourite to play, and I don't care where the meta is with them.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people out there that are probably similar. I think, Tom, you probably could quite comfortably, happily commit to World Eaters for the whole season.
I think I have this season. I think I have played 1 Orc event other than World Eaters this
Did
season.
you not play a Custodies one?
I've looked on my ITC, I've not played any Custodies in the last year, I think.
Oh, okay. So you've pretty much done the same thing.
I think I've literally done 1 Orc event thing, and that was when Joe beat me.
I think, and then bin them.
I was like, no.
The shame of it. I think.
Never again.
I actually think Joe would struggle a little bit because he likes variety. He likes.
think Joe-
He doesn't meta chase. He just.
I
takes
think he
different shit.
enjoys too many armies is the thing.
Yeah. So he might struggle with it. I think he could dial into one.
I reckon, like, me, you and Paddy definitely could.
What makes me laugh sometimes with him as well is he'll say, I'm going to switch this army because I think I'm just going to have a better time and it's just going to be stronger. And then he'll be like, you're like, cool. And he'll start looking at lists and you'll be like, yeah, they're pretty meta. And then he'll come in with here's my list now. And you're like, that's
What is this insanity?
not
Yeah.
meta at all, Jake. What the
Yeah.
fuck is that nonsense that you just pulled out your ass? And then he's like, I'm doing this. And then he'll go to an event, you're like, you didn't do very well. You're like, no, really?
Wow, the thing I said would happen happened.
Absolutely. Thanks,
Yeah.
Gaz, anyway, mate. I appreciate you.
I got a super chat from Matto, really. He says,
really?
Temp, mech, orcs gives me shooting, charging, and an orcs army. Lol.
Love it.
I think orcs is actually a really good one to pick because there's a lot of different random shit you can do with orcs at the moment.
They also aren't terrible at satisfying your hobby urges as well, right?
Oh, you do like anything you want, really.
Yeah, because they're so heavy. Like, I remember seeing Adrian's Orcom when I was over at Titans. The amount of work he's done converting stuff is fucking
I think I
insane.
saw his when he brought it here.
Yeah,
It
he
is
loves it.
really good.
It's Vince as well. When Vince bought his orcs here, he's like actually bought toy tanks and shit.
Vince
You can,
is,
like-
I think the last time I saw him, he had like the mystery machine as one of his orc trucks or something.
He did bring one. He did bring the party bus over that used to play a tune.
Yeah,
He didn't
yeah.
play a tune on stream. I was very upset.
Vince's orcs are very cool.
Yeah. So that would satisfy that at least, I guess. I was saying, Joe, whilst you were in the bathroom, that I definitely could settle for a single faction for a whole ITC season in Eldar. Tom can definitely satisfy or settle for a single ITC season with World Eaters. And you're the one person where I'm like, I don't know if Joe could because he just loves the variety too much.
Yeah, I'd like to say that I want to. So this year just gone, I took a different army every tournament.
Except Tyranids, right?
Apart from Tyranids,
Yeah.
twice.
Your mic still muted?
Not on here.
Yeah, so
Thanks, Pritters.
yeah, so I took Tyranids twice, but I think I did 7 tournaments, and so I did 6 tournaments with 6 different armies. I reckon I could probably do Templars for an entire year.
Do you reckon?
I think
you'll get bored, mate.
I probably would get bored. I'd hate it.
I'd actually say Templars might be one of the worst ones to do because they kind of just have one build. So you do that.
Like
I reckon you could do Tyranids.
Tyranids, I'd like to do, but Tyranids aren't in a good spot at the moment. In that they suffer from being the first codex, right?
You mean like Space Marines?
Well, Tyranids were the first codex in the edition, and then Space Marines. But Space Marines are constantly getting new stuff.
They get all the love.
All the time. And obviously they're getting lots of the changes, and obviously because so many people play them, they obviously get like all the updates and stuff. Whereas Tyranids they're like, you have the start of the edition, nothing. For
Yeah,
those.
one
they got
detachment.
Raveners a couple months ago, right? But they've got nothing since.
I
attached.
reckon you could actually have a pretty fun time doing CSM for a year.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I could probably like.
You might have to like get through a couple of mental hurdles. Of,
I'd have to have a real sit down.
Yeah.
And
compose yourself
and
mentally.
think about like
Your life choices.
Well, no, because the problem is, right, it becomes a case of, am I happy to run Chaos Space Marines the way I like to run them for a year, or do I want to run Chaos Space Marines and actually win?
Yeah.
games?
Is there a
So
middle ground? Do you think there's a middle ground?
I think I think Chaos Space Marines, if I run them to a competitive level, but running the units I like, they're a solid 3-2-2-3 army.
Probably.
Do you think there's a middle ground between some units you like, some units that are competitive that can get you to a 4-1?
Yeah,
You think there is?
I reckon so.
Yeah.
But
And then only if you run all the shit you don't like, you might hit the 5-0.
yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's just a case of, I think there's a mental block when it comes to competitive Chaos Space Marines because I just want to run around with Abaddon hitting stuff,
Yeah.
right? You know?
Maybe Templars is fine for a time.
Yeah, maybe it's God, if only you could take him in Templars, you'd be sorted.
Because the thing is, though, right? When you run a unit of Sword Brethren with a Castellan and a Marshal, and you run in and you fucking wipe a unit, you're like, that's what they do, right? But when you run in and you go, I'm swinging with Abaddon first because he's the best and he's cool. Oh, he's killed everyone. That's great, right? And then if someone charges you and they kill a unit of Sword Brethren with a Marshal and a Castellan, you go, cool, 2 CP, fight on death. You killed me, I killed your unit.
Also, I've probably got another unit of Sword Brethren with a Castellan and a Marshal.
Yeah, and it's fine, right? But what happens is you run in, fucking clap Abaddon, he dies. And you go, oh,
My favourite boy,
my favourite guy's dead.
my good time guy.
And he can't fight on death. So
I think that's probably your issue is the fact that like as soon as Abaddon dies, you're like, well, game's done.
yeah, yeah. My fun is over now.
Yeah.
You know,
Even if you win, it's just like I'm
If
sad
you play
now.
Joe at a tournament and you kill Abaddon, he'll just flip the table.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be like, cool, done. I drop.
Lost game 2.
Yeah, I wrote that academy. I think I probably could do Chaos Space Marines, but I'd have to like.
I'd love to dial the team in. I won't hold you to this, but I'd love to dial the team into that for like the next season.
We could try start it anyway. Like
Just be like, stick to a single faction
Yeah.
for tournaments. Can you do it? Where can you place? Because I don't know what Paddy would pick. I think Paddy would probably
I
pick
think
Blood Angels.
he
I
would-
think Paddy.
I think he'd pick Blood Angels.
I reckon he'd go Custodes
Do you reckon he go Custodes?
because I think he's got a greater chance of winning. Right, and that's not me shit talking Paddy, which I love doing.
You do love
It's
doing
a
that.
huge part of my life now. I sit there and I write down in my notepad, you know, where today am I going to shit talk Paddy? I've got to hit my numbers, my rota, you know.
Yeah.
See it in the team chat.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
because I think Paddy wants a GT win, right? And there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I want a GT win.
You know, I think
I'd
he wants
love
a GT
one.
win, and
Yeah.
I think Custodes are his best shot because he knows them the best.
I think the
And
amount
they-
he's played them now, it's probably his best chance of winning
Yeah,
anything.
I think he knows them.
The only reason I'd
inside
say
and out.
Blood Angels is just because there's a lot more variety.
Yeah, I think Custodes, you know, right? Custodes every tournament just gets boring as shit.
That's why I stopped playing Custodes because I was bored, to be honest.
Yeah, so it depends on outcome. If he wants to have fun and potentially get that win, Blood Angels.
I'd be more
if he wants
impressed.
that win.
I'd be more impressed if he won stuff with Blood Angels.
Yeah.
I
If
think.
Bron was to lock in a faction, I think he'd pick Orcs.
I definitely think he'd probably pick Orcs, yeah.
Because I think he just has the most fun with them.
That is-
Bron's one of those people who's conscious that he's not going to win much.
If you want to lock yourself in and have the most fun, just play Orcs 100%.
Yeah.
Because you can do any kind of dumb shit you want.
Who else have we got? Andy, who's been on the channel, he just played Necrons.
Yeah, he's
Without
already
doubt.
locked in. Locked
Yeah.
in for life.
Locked him for life.
Yeah.
I don't know who else we've got who plays regularly nowadays.
I guess Lee plays just knights all the time now, doesn't he?
Yeah. I don't know if he'd lock in on that though.
Who
'Cause
not?
Lee has also played a lot of Space Wolves.
Oh, true,
A
actually,
lot
yeah.
of Tau.
I
A
didn't even
lot
know
of
he played Tau.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got a fucking huge Tau army. He fucking loves Tau, but he's been collecting them since they came out and never stopped. He was very proficient with them before as well.
What do I take to Beachhead then? Do I take?
Well, this is the thing, I guess. Do we want to... I guess Beachhead is the start of this, really, for us.
I would like to, but I'm never going to ask anyone to. Like, you can, but you don't have to.
I probably will anyway, to be honest, just because I
I'm
like...
going to do it. I'm going to lock in. and I'm
I
gonna have a
like
single
being
faction.
reasonably high up the World Eaters leaderboard.
Do you
It's
know
my
what I
favourite
can-
army.
Do you know what I can actually see you locking into, Jay?
Your mum?
You're welcome to.
No.
It's like fucking
Don't want to.
prize
No, I
making.
know, you say that every time. Get a new one. Right? Get more exciting. Get better
can
material.
See, I can see you locking into a faction we haven't even talked about around you yet.
Oh.
Drukari.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to just say Drukari, but I don't have the army built and painted. Right?
No,
But-
granted, but if we were if you were locking in and we were having to pick a faction,
Yeah.
that would be the one that
Oh,
I would
it'd be
see.
Drukari. If I was gonna,
Do you think?
yeah, because, is that me or you?
It's me.
My phone keeps on vibrating in my pocket. I think Drukari. Yeah,
Do you
I
reckon?
had a really good run in 8th with Drukari
Fair.
and a semi-decent one in 9th.
And as well, like, it sounds like you're locking in for a lot, but you're not actually doing that many events in a year, really.
My
are you?
plan is to do 6
Fuck off. You do like one a weekend.
I'm talking about Joe. For me, it's a life commitment. For Joe, it's like 6 events probably.
My plan is to do 6 majors. That's
Yeah.
what I've agreed with my partner.
Army officers.
How much agreement is there?
Is she aware of
I
what
told her it was
entails?
happening, and
And then left.
and then I ran away before she could respond. My plan is to do majoritively all ones where I don't have to travel far.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that. I like
So
my bed too much.
Beachhead, South Coast Super Major,
Windsor
Windsor.
is quite close for us.
Windsor's good, yeah. I like
yeah.
that one. I'll do that one.
I'm going to do... I'll probably do Bristol just because I could probably stay
Bristol's
with Ballon
good,
again.
not that far.
London.
LGT.
I said LGT.
I think I wrote a list. A
And there
Coventry
was another
was,
one. I
Coventry's
did
not
say
bad.
if Warhammer World does a golden ticket event, I am immediately going.
Right. I will 100% join you on that
Because
if
the
I can
Warhammer
actually
World
get a
golden tickets
ticket.
events are like even if you don't win anything, right?
Yeah.
It's still the best events you can go
If
to.
we can all get tickets to one of them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You have
still
to be on
annoyed.
the ball, like,
yeah.
because we always go, oh, we'd love to go, and then you're like, oh, there are only tickets left. You have to be on the website.
yeah. I mean, every
ready
time
to buy.
someone said to me like, "Oh, Warhammer Golden Ticket event's coming up," I'm like, "Oh, when is it?" They're on this day. I was like, "Cool." When tickets gone sale, oh, they've already sold out. I'm like, "Great, cool, thanks."
Well, no, we tell you, and you're not, and you don't listen.
Well, I
'cause-
tried to
You've
get
never
a
told
team
me.
ticket for the last one, and it literally sold out while I was pressing the buy button.
Yeah, you've got
And you can't buy more than one per person now.
no,
either.
they're locked. They're locked to one each.
But yeah,
They,
like
they do waiting lists, which is good.
I think when we were talking about this previously, we said like Beachhead, Windsor, South Coast, Bristol, LGT, Coventry,
Yeah,
I'm in.
and then also there's a moderate chance of LVO for some people potentially.
I want to do LVO next.
I mean, if someone waves a magic wand and I can go there, then yes,
Well, you've got a passport now at least, Joe.
I do have a passport.
If I
now.
can make it a thing, I'll make it a thing.
Yeah, and I will sell my body.
What will happen is the year will change to 2026. Everything will fix itself. Everyone's revenue will settle. We'll make more money, and then we can go to LVO.
Yeah,
Sounds pretty good.
I
We can hire Tom
yeah.
for more money than he's currently being paid,
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
and then everything will be great.
I
We just need you to gift 25 members each every single day.
I need I need Spam Rack to come out with a confident leak about whether Seth's coming back, you know? Because if not, I could just sell my Blood Angels and that'll pay for most of the trip.
Don't sell them. That's a cool army.
I know it's cool, but Seth is dead.
Well, maybe the channel buys the army if that's the case.
It's not the same.
Thank
Still
you.
be here. I just have to look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you'd have made the money, you clown.
you can just use it anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you, David, for super chat. He says Tau, World Eaters, and Drukari. That's a real mix.
That is.
That is a real mix.
I love the potential variety, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Super into
it's
that.
good to have
You
options.
have admitted that you're a terrible
Oh,
person.
and he gifted 20 memberships.
You're not a terrible person anymore. Well done.
Take it back, Joe.
I'll take it back. Thank you.
Literally hadn't finished saying it. Then reversed his opinion.
You're a great person. Always said it.
Always.
Never doubted you. Not
Who
for
is
a
this?
second.
David.
David.
David!
Give David a hope, Mr. Jones, please.
I hope, David, that you...
Don't get judged for the armies you play. No, give him a better hope than that.
I hope that you get, for Christmas, matching dice bag, t-shirt and hoodie for each of your armies, those three armies.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
I love
because I've got matching dice for my Templars.
I'm very aware of that.
Are these the ones you keep trying to ban?
Yeah, they are full bullshit.
They're not, because I lost. I don't know if you
You
noticed.
lost by 10, but you rolled like an absolute
I didn't roll
fucker.
as good as last time. But
Yeah.
All I heard when I was through there was you complaining about his fucking dice for the first half an hour.
Every time I played him with these Black Templar dice, it's the most insane ratio of 5-ups on them. Like, it's honestly, like, biblical how well they roll.
I heard you say, I think when playing here we should just play channel dice, and he went, no.
Yeah, very aggressively
That's because
told
I'm
me
practicing for the
I'm
tournament.
practicing with my dice.
no. You
is what
can't
said.
practice with dice.
I am practicing with dice, you know? They weigh different. I got to get my
Yeah, because you weighted them.
yeah. You know.
My
I gotta
ones
be-
are heavier
I gotta
on the
learn
ones.
I've got to learn the pips.
You've got to
And
learn
the
what 1 to
symbols.
6 is.
Yeah, I got to, like, sometimes I might drop one, so I've got to be able to dip the right distance to pick them up.
But I'm not the only one who has said this. Every opponent you've had at a tournament would be like, what is this bullshit?
I played 5 games, obviously,
Yeah.
in my last tournament, and I
didn't
think
drop.
every single one of my opponents probably thought I was cheating.
Yeah.
But they immediately dismissed the fact that I was cheating when I was like, yeah, let's share dice. And when they rolled them, nothing above a 3. And I was like,
I bet that was a
the
stressful moment.
accusations have gone away.
I was giggling.
But no, I need to get some black. I need to get Black Templar T-shirts. I need to get. I want to get more Black Templar artwork. There's a. They had them on the display. They had them at Warhammer World. They had the 3rd edition box set. You know, the Black Templars in the big pile.
On display.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Display
like,
do some good stuff.
I want that.
Display do some great
Although
stuff.
I didn't have the money to buy it, and I wish I had. I had the money to buy it, but also eating is important for the rest of the month.
Apparently, yeah.
Is that Warhammer World? They had the Squiggle giant mouse mat, you know, the Warhammer World, but it's all just squiggle.
I wouldn't be against displaying downstairs.
Yeah.
It's a really cool Angron versus Sanguinius one.
So you know
Because there's a cool, if you buy the same size and the same orientation, you just swap them around whenever you want to.
Yeah.
I do think they are the best poster artwork you can get.
I was thinking, you know, when you walk down, in the stairway,
The entrance.
of the big window, right? Warhammer World has those really long banners, like as you go up the stairs, a big Space Marine Warhammer banner that hangs in that window. Would look banging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Do I take Chaos Space Marines to Beachhead?
I think you should.
You're not going to get that Drukari army done that I bought you?
No, I'll take.
No,
If I can get the Drukari done in time, I will take Drukari.
He does now have 3. Well, I also want to play them, selfishly.
Well, you said you were taking Eldar. You can't change
I'm
that.
not taking them to beat. I'm not playing
You
them to
can't change it.
beat. Did I say I'm taking them to beat it or I want to play them? Two very different things, Jay.
You can't. They're mine now.
Uh,
You can't, because I just won't build them. If you're like, I'll take them, I'll be like, no, I'm not doing it now.
building them is not the problem.
Out of spite.
I don't have an issue with building things, as we all know.
Yeah.
The painting part's where I have the problem. So,
Oh.
anyway, do you want to carry on, Tom?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you, Demogorgon, for 10 pounds super chat. Allow players to switch, but your points do not carry over. Start as Eldari and earn points, but then pivot to Black Templars. Your points for Eldar are locked, and you begin earning points for Black Templars.
I like that.
That actually does kind of work at the moment, just because there are faction leaderboards.
Yeah, but so you can win best in faction. So what a lot of people do, who play these kind of tournaments and track on the ITC, is they mostly track their faction score. I've noticed most people are like, I'm best in faction. Blood Angels.
That's what I do.
It's the most attainable, I think, isn't it?
And that's why.
Yeah.
Because to be top of the ITC overall is really fucking hard. So it is the most obtainable.
Yeah, there's only 50 people on the first set of leaderboards for the actual ITC, but it's honestly not that crazy to get in the first 50 of a faction.
Yeah.
You just have to go to 4 events and not do shit.
And some people do it by, so some people rate best in faction by world, and some do it by country. Right?
Yeah, you can do the UK.
Yeah, I remember I was best in faction, Chaos, the Black Legion. In the UK.
Yeah, real specific with that.
And there was only one person who was above me in the world.
We're going to say there's only one person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm best in faction and I'm the only one there.
Yeah. But
we used to do that at Factorum. We used to give out
that was great.
We used to give out best in faction trophies for as many as we possibly could, because the more awards the better, which
Yeah.
is great. Apart from we didn't have a rule whereby if there was only one faction, you wouldn't win it.
yeah.
So you'd be like, well done for best in faction.
I have a picture of you giving me best in faction for World Eaters when I was the only World Eaters player there.
So what Warhammer World do, and this is what I want to do, if we run events here.
Charge £8 for a beer.
Yeah.
I mean that blew me
Have to go
away.
to the Hobbit.
I remember handing someone. They were like, I'll go get some drinks. And obviously, when you do tournaments, they're like, you just buy rounds for the table. So I remember, I was like, well, I'll kick it off. I'll be like, there's 15 quid. Go get us some drinks. And he came back and he was like, you owe me £1. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, that was yours and your opponent's beers. There was 2 pints for basically 16 quid.
That's mad.
And I was like, what? Anyway, no. Warhammer World, what they do is that you only get best in faction if there are 3 people there playing that faction.
Yeah, fair.
Right? And then all the factions that are less than 3 people all get grouped together. And it's called the best of the rest, I think it's called.
Fair.
Kind of thing.
Oh, that's
I think-
kind of good actually, yeah.
Because of the small size of Hobby House, I don't think we're going to get away with that, to be fair.
Why?
Because if you have 3 of each faction when
Yeah.
we've only got 19 tables on the ground floor,
Yeah.
that doesn't work.
That's still, what, 38?
38 people.
Yeah.
So if we do, you can only win best in faction if there's 2 of each faction. A lot more likely.
Yeah.
But
Because there is like fucking 14
it depends.
factions or something.
But also,
27.
right, it depends on what you're giving away.
There,
If you're
Roughly.
if you're giving away
reach around.
like, if you've got mental and give away like 20 quid, you're like, like,
Yeah, I feel like Best in Faction is never going to be like a big award, is it? To be fair,
yeah.
It's dinner with Joe at his expense for best in faction.
No.
it will be Mackies.
No, I won't be running events.
So that you can tell him exactly how your army works and why based on the narrative, because that's what he loves.
Yeah, that's his favourite thing.
So-
Thank you, Brandon Lagasse. Says my current 3 are Eldar, Sisters, and Raven Guard.
Raven, they're in a good place. Are you running?
Those 3 are a lot of bullshit rules in those 3.
They're all the shenanigans armies, aren't they?
Yeah, all of the like, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Brandon.
But
has
one
a
of them
play
can
style.
take many centurions.
Oh yeah, the stealthiest Space Marines of all, the
Yeah.
Centurion Devastator.
Yeah. But no, they're all armies in very good places at the moment as well.
Yeah, like you think Sisters have had a bit of a comeback recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Brandon has just declared to us he's got a play style.
Yeah.
Yeah, maximum bullshit.
Yeah.
Which I like. I respect.
Maximum bullshit.
All right, if you can lean into that, I respect it.
Yeah. Just accept it.
Thank you, Cray, for the super chat. It says GSC for skill / playing, Crimson Fist Space Marines since I started with 3rd edition Codex, and Sisters because gorgeous models.
Yeah. I think if you're taking 3, you do take a fun army, isn't it? You're like, oh, this weekend I'm just gonna get on the beers. You
Yeah.
know, all orc pig lists
Oh
today.
god, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Poor agents player will never get best in faction. Then only one player. I think we probably make an allowance for.
Yeah.
If you turn up to my event and you run an agents and you're the only one there, you'll get some kind of consolation prize.
Yeah. Thank you, Onyx, for 5 gifted memberships.
Thank you, Onyx.
Legend.
I hope that you learn to do backflips really well.
Cool. Nice. Something to pull out. At a
Some
party.
people might be impressed by that. So
Yeah, frothing.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Sprugly, for the super chat. It says, as a 30+ year player with 17 full painted armies of various sizes, I wouldn't want to be locked. That said, currently Wolves, Tau, and Emperor Children.
The thing is, this is the point of this is finding a way which we could sort of please everyone, which makes it more difficult, I guess. But like, I like the idea of locking it for ITC points, but you're not locked for tournaments. So you could take any one of your 17 factions to any tournament. You just wouldn't necessarily get the ITC points for them.
But
for overall score.
ultimately, right, how many events, like you said, it's like realistically, how many events are you going to?
In a year.
You know,
it's only 1 year.
If you're saying like, oh, I wouldn't want to get locked to one faction, but I'm only doing 3 tournaments this year, you're like, that's your 3.
That's not, if 3, you won't even be anywhere near any rankings for anything.
Yeah. Like it ultimately wouldn't matter.
Yeah, it does depend on it.
I have made my 5 Orc Spiders, just not the heads.
That's the right job.
Nice. We've got a super chat from Whitey55. He says, Black Templars, World Eaters, and Sisters. Fantastic models, plus I have those armies available.
That's cool as shit, but Black Templars and World Eaters are semi-similar.
They're the same. It's just like,
Black
are
Templars
you
get better
Chaos
tank.
or Imperium?
Yeah.
Are you the original or the sad copy?
Yeah, I think.
He didn't bite.
Nah.
But they're both cool.
They
Yeah,
are,
both
yeah,
cool.
to be fair, like if I did Space Marines over the walls, it'd probably be Black Templars.
Yeah.
Woof.
I want to build and paint a Space Wolves army.
Just like everyone else on the channel.
But I don't want to. I have no interest in playing it. You know.
Joe has, I want to build and paint, insert any army in 40k army.
Is that bad though?
No,
You
it's your
say
job.
it like it's bad.
I'm not saying it
You're
like it's bad. I
saying,
made a
oh,
statement.
Joe just play fucking everything, wouldn't he?
I'd say it's pretty great considering it's your job.
At what point did I make it negative?
The way that the words came out of your mouth. It's because you always sound sarcastic. I think is the problem.
Mate, am I the problem there?
Yeah. Because you're the one that always sounds sarcastic. Because you're always being sarcastic.
I don't think that's entirely true, is it?
I think it is in maximum truth.
Maximum truth.
Yeah.
We got super chat from Sam Deacon. He says, Agents, Deathwatch, Blood Angels, and Nids.
Well, the good thing about Agents, right, and Deathwatch is that you can ally Agents into Deathwatch. So you can ally your Deathwatch with more Deathwatch.
That's pretty dumb.
So
Can you not just take Deathwatch?
It's a cool.
But more Deathwatch.
It's a cool 3 though. It's a cool 3.
Yeah, I like that.
I definitely think that I could see Blood Angels being an easy pick if it was for 3 factions because they do offer quite a lot of variety.
Yeah, there's 2 really good detachments for Blood Angels, and you could just do Gladiators if you felt
And
like
you can
it.
and you could probably add in Stormlance.
Yeah. Oh,
as
yeah.
well if you wanted.
You could basically, still.
I suppose like the problem with like Templars is that like realistically, you've got 1 detachment.
This is what I was saying. I think you get bored because they have 3 incredible units and 1 detachment. And that's kind of the army.
You're not really like vibing with much variety.
There's not. I don't think there's really any creativity in the competitive Templar list at the moment. It's kind of just take the good bits.
Well, the thing is though, I think Templars are basically the loyalist Emperor's children.
I'd say more World Eaters.
That because they have a limited roster and units that you actually take.
Yeah,
World Eaters have like.
Well, I mean, World Eaters
better.
are probably the similar number of units that you take.
But they're similar in the sense that like the options aren't great and they're very one-dimensional.
I think sometimes the frustrating thing about those kinds of factions as well is that the rules changes that Games Workshop impose, and that might also be points changes, can often heavily skew what you take because there's so few options.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people weren't running Exalted 8-bound, and now they're fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you don't look at a points change and go, yeah, my list is still mostly okay. You look at a points change and you go, well, there's no reason not to take that unit now.
Yeah. And it's also like, I think Templars and Space Wolves also, we talked about this the other day, is that they suffer from a big problem of the character locking.
Yeah.
Which
I'm also a fan of.
I'm a fan of, and it super streamlines the army. But the problem is that you're super streamlining it to a massive lack of variety.
Space Wolves have that even more.
Yeah.
Detachments for Space Wolves, a lot of the stuff is specifically says Space Wolves model rather than like Astartes.
Yeah, so it's like, you're like, cool, I can only take the units that are specifically for my army, plus some transports.
I'm in favour of doing that, but just don't half-arse it. Just give them their own codex, their own detachments, their own rules.
So I was going to go next is like, just...
I think doing a weird middle ground is a bad idea.
Yeah,
Well, it's also like it applies to Space Wolves, but doesn't apply to Blood Angels.
Like Blood Angels do literally whatever they
It
want.
applies to Templars, but doesn't apply to Ultramarines. It's
Yeah,
weird.
it's very strange how they pick and choose those.
Yeah.
And then the Templars, they like just get rid of Oath as well.
Yeah, they're the only supplement without Oath.
But that makes them more interesting to me.
I'd have much rather had no Oath on Space Wolves and just have
it-
Sagas as the army rule.
It makes them more interesting, right? But you can have 4 units on the table, 5 units, 6. So you could take
6 units.
So you could take 3 units of Sword Brethren, all with Castellans, all reroll hits. You take Grimaldus, all reroll hits. You take Repulsor Executioners, all reroll hits. So they're like Oath plus, basically. But you're still locked to having to run Gladius as your only good option.
Yeah, it's just Gladius is too good.
I want to be able to take the Templar detachments, but it's just garbage. I mean, the Grotmus one is the best detachment.
Yep.
Like, if I wasn't taking Oath, if I wasn't taking Gladius, I'd be taking the Grotmus detachment because it's really good.
It's pretty good, yeah.
And it doubles up really nicely with the. It's the best. It's the one with the best synergy to their Oaths as well, right?
Yeah.
It's really good. But yeah, it's just like it's a bit of a tough one. At least Chaos Space Marines have 3, maybe 4 detachments that you want to pick from.
I reckon you could do Renegade Raiders, Pat Bound,
Fabulous
the
Bill.
Lords of Veterans of Long War,
Yeah.
Bill, maybe the Demon Engine one is kind of good. Not to the Night Lords, not to the Iron Warriors.
The Alpha Legion detachment's not terrible.
That one you can do some
It's
work
got
with.
some really good shenanigans in it.
I think it's only the 2 Iron Warriors Night Lords ones which I'm like, Yeah.
This chair has just decided to make all noise all the time.
I
Yeah.
noticed it's really irritating.
It's struggling there. Thank you, Sam Deacon, for also gifting 5 memberships.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
Lovely human.
I hope that you manage to get 6 full new squads of Deathwatch Marines. I did write a list the other day, and me and Sam have been talking a lot, and I was like, actually, like.
No, you want more power armored armies, Joe? I won't have any of it.
Deathwatch are very good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the new Deathwatch kill team. 63 is the one I'm missing. I think there is a list in my future that is just 60 of the new Deathwatch guys.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think they're great.
Bit much, maybe. What do they do?
So they reroll 1s to hit, and then they get reroll all hits versus non-chaos,
Xenos, right.
just Xenos basically. And you could take 2 frag cannons in a unit of 10, and they are D3 rapid fire D3 shots. Hitting on 3, strength 7, AP 2, damage 2. So 2 of them is 4 D3 shots, all with blast, which is quite good. And then a 10-man unit could take 2 plasma incinerators, so the plasma guys that blow themselves up. And then you just take a bunch of guys with damage 2 power swords and damage 3 thunder hammers.
Yeah.
And your space marines, so you just run around hitting and shooting stuff. Also, you get the Corvus Blackstar, which is the best flyer in the game.
It is pretty cool.
It looks banging.
Yeah.
And their characters are really good. Watch Captain Artemis keeps popping up every once in a while in places, which I think is really
He's just
cool.
good.
You're like, what's your army? Ultramarines and watch Captain Artemis.
Yeah.
Why? He's just a guy with a really good flamer.
Yeah. Is he the free CP guy as well?
Yeah. Yeah. Watch Captain Artemis is fucking. It's like he's got like a Dev Wounds anti-infantry flamer, and he's got like 6, and he's just a captain. I'm like, he's like 80 points. You just go boop, home objective done.
That's a choice, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, quite cool. I like him. Yeah, it's a fun army because it's just all Space Marine bodies. Like, it will die.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
will die to the maximum opportunity, you know? But I like Deathwatch.
No.
Yeah.
Well, Matt's gifted another 50,
Oh my lord.
so he's up to 100 now.
Matt!
What are you thinking? Needs to be a better hope this time, Joe.
Definitely.
Otherwise, he might start pulling his funding.
I hope that you get a full Spider Rider army for Age of Sigmar.
It's quite a cool hope, I guess.
That's not bad.
They're really nice models as well. They've held up to the test of time.
Yeah. Thank you, Kazarian, for the super chat. It says, bit feels bad if you buy multiple armies and can't run them equally. Instead, maybe only your top 3 to 4 armies points count.
I mean, it's similar though to what I've just said, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying you can't run them. I'm just saying you don't get ITT points for them.
Yeah.
So you can run them all you want. If you've done your 6 tournaments and you've gone max points, like, we just want to have fun this time, you can run any other faction you want to.
Yeah.
You just won't get ITC points for them. But taking your top 3 factions then doesn't discourage the meta chasing because you're taking your top factions, you're not taking your locked factions.
Yeah. And I think it kind of enforces a lot better specializing. It means people become, I think ultimately they become better at the game with those armies. So there will be less faction abandonment. One of the hardest things that Games Workshop has to deal with in data analyzing and balancing of the game is the fact that not everyone plays the same army equally, and a lot of armies suffer very badly from faction abandonment. So when army is good, everyone plays it. Death Guard.
Knights.
Knights.
Knights are the biggest
Knights
one,
are
I
the
would
worst
say.
one for faction abandonment.
Because everyone has like a couple of knights, and they're like, oh, I could just get a couple more, and then run a 2K list, and then like just it's suddenly 20% of the people playing knights.
And it's like when knights were really broken, fuckloads of people were playing knights.
Yeah.
Which also helped in the data knowledge because you're like, well, if in the hands of a good player, it's mental. Hands of a bad player, it's okay, right?
But I
then-
think Knights,
but then-
even if you're not that good, you get a win.
Yeah, but then the Knight Codex came out, right? And it wasn't as broken as the Index. So everyone just dropped it. And it's just like, well, it's really difficult to manage the information and data now because because less people are playing it. And now, because they've left, it's left a huge void in the meta, which is going to get filled by somebody. How do you then, judge what's going to fill that void?
Well, I thought it was quite interesting that, after the update at LGT, World Eaters were the most played faction, and then no World Eaters players got to the top cart.
Yeah.
And now the Coventry one, there's it's a very small percentage of people playing World Eaters now.
I said that if they didn't nerf Thousand Suns, Thousand Suns would immediately fill the void left by Knights.
Maybe.
Because they're really, really good. And they're not really an army that suffers badly from faction abandonment.
No, it's only certain people play them.
I think the people that really love Thousand Suns run them, and then a lot of people stay away because there's a lot of admin. But the thing is, though, the people that have been running for ages, when all of a sudden they're like, boom, winning all the tournaments, okay, maybe they're a bit spicy. Thousand Suns suffered from the fact that Games Workshop kind of saw it too, and then fucking annihilated it as
They
a
went
faction.
a bit too hard on that
They
one.
were like, not many people are running this, but we know what's going to happen.
No.
Triple nerf.
Yeah, it was a bit far.
The American History X then, didn't they? They put
Yeah.
the fucking mouth on the curve and stamped on the back of their
Literally,
heads.
yeah, there was no chill.
So I imagine there will be some unnerfs and unnerfing
There really should be.
of the Thousand Suns in December. I reckon that's when the next one's going to be.
Could be, yeah.
The new
Or maybe January.
yeah, potentially.
I don't know if they're going to bother doing it around Christmas.
Well, I think they might, because obviously you've got the World Championships in November.
Yeah.
Move ombre.
So they'll probably take a lot of the data from that.
Yeah, it could be. But they might take a bit of time.
Yeah, and then, so it could be a case that Thousand Suns do creep back up again. Because,
Maybe. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I just
Bit-
don't think there's any one army that's going to creep up at the moment.
no. I think, I'm
But I
interested.
feel-
I'm interested to see what happens with Drukari. Because there's a lot of mixed emotions about the Drukari book. And a lot of people say it's very bad. Some people say it's really, really good.
You spoke to Paulie?
I have spoken to Paul.
What
Paul
did he
is
say?
great. I think it's a really good codex as well.
I think it's really good.
I think it's really good. The only thing that pissed me off about it was the change to the pain system. Is that because obviously they got rid of the flat rerolls to hit, right? Which I'm fine with, but they replaced it with your unit that has an ability. That ability now needs a pain token to do it, and it's kind of like they've lost models and they've lost an army buff, but because the army's been more streamlined, I think it's slightly more efficient in playing the game.
Yeah.
I
I think some of the abilities did get better.
Yeah,
and
I think
there's-
people like Paulie will still keep doing really, really well.
Yeah, I think I saw Scary playing on our war. It seems really
and
good.
then yesterday they did get an FAQ where you can take 500 points of Harlequins
Oh, that's
or
cool.
Corsairs, which I'm quite excited about because I do think someone like being able to slip in a Death Jester, being able to slip in
Solitaire.
the Solitaire.
Yeah.
The Solitaire is a really cool little tech piece.
Being able to slip in the back door.
Having a lone op character is really good.
With fights first and stealth.
I mean, just anyone that's low.
Well, the lone op
pretty good.
I think the Death Jester is a really good lone op character that can just kind of loiter around on your home objective because Drukari suffer from not having a good resilient unit that can sit on home objective because Racks are poo. Right, they're just not good as a unit.
There you think.
And they need a homunculus to make them good, and then you're spending fuckloads of points to make a subpar unit okay. But the rest of the army is very, very good. So it needs something that can sit back.
I think Dave's made a good point in chat saying that he thinks Drukari's codex, the skill floor and ceiling have both got higher.
Oh,
which is
massively.
why the tournament, the good people are happy about it, and the more chill people are less happy about it. I think.
I'm more interested in playing it than I think I've ever been before.
Yeah.
So
And we do have a super chat from Sol Rothman, who says, only played 2 factions for 40k. It's pretty easy. So plays GSC and AdMech, and he's just started Guard as his 3rd army. So lots of painting ahead. Mate, you're playing Warhammer on hard mode.
You really love painting 6-point models, don't you?
Oh my god, yeah.
That's a lot of models.
GSC and AdMech,
They're
easily
also-
the 2 highest numbers you could go for.
I would also say that they are the three worst cost-efficient armies in the game.
Yeah, that's
in
how you
terms
spend
of
the most money.
Fucking hell.
Fair play though, mate. Like,
Yeah,
that is,
fair play.
Although, unless you play Krieg, because Krieg are actually a very cost-efficient army to buy into now, especially with the Christmas box set coming.
it's not time efficient though.
That and the fact that their kill team box of veteran guardsmen has just dropped by like 20 quid.
Does it?
Dropped by, what's it now, £32, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's actually dropped by 15 quid.
All the kill team boxes, they've now released them as non-kill team boxes.
Oh,
so
I
you can
did
just buy them
see
as a unit,
the CSM one,
which
I
means you
think.
don't get all the kill team cards.
Oh, thank
and guess
God.
what? They've dropped all the prices of them. And they should have shouted about this a bit louder because finally, fucking
Well,
honestly,
I mean, they've already sold all of them at a higher price.
yeah, now
Now
right,
you can buy
sale
them.
figures, boom, and now we'll drop the price.
Yeah.
But I think we'll start to see it across the board, right? Because obviously they didn't talk about the fact that a box of grotesques now has gone from 5 to 10, and they've only gone up 8 quid on the cost of 5.
Have they done the Night Lords one for that?
Not yet.
Oh,
Which is super lame. I think they should sell the Night Lord sprue separately on its own.
it should be. They should just make upgrade sprues for CSM generally.
Yeah. And I think I think Games Workshop, I think we'll start to see a lot of reboxes in the future, and then with the rebox, the price will come down.
That'd be good.
Because Games Workshop doesn't do sales, like a Black Friday sale kind of thing. They do like one-click buys. So they'll never actively go, oh, this is on sale now. They'll just change the price to be cheaper. And then I think Games Workshop's learning that there is a ceiling.
You
My
just
wallet
read.
hates me.
Yeah, Soul saying, yeah, my wallet hates me.
Oh, that's arrived, yeah.
Oh, yeah, oh, God. Thank you, Evan Temenelelelo, for 1 gifted membership.
Thank you, Evan. Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pridders. He says, my 3B Tau, Wolves, probably Guard, maybe Elder as a wild card, but would lean towards Guard.
I think I could get on board with playing Guard at tournaments frequently. Guard's one of those ones, I always struggle with them. I know Joe loves them a lot, but I always love the idea of them as a hobby project, and then getting them on the tabletop, I always find them a bit kind of to play with.
I think
their competitive style is a little bit boring.
Yeah, I don't like playing them competitive, mainly because I haven't painted all the stuff to make them competitive. But so taking the stuff I have got doesn't mean isn't good. I think when you run Guard, I feel like you have to be comfortable with losing.
Yeah.
You know,
To start with, more than you win.
Yeah, because
It's a difficult army, I think.
you have to play Guard so different because it's not. It's like Tau are shooting. That Tau and Guard are very similar, but Tau are like, cool, you've charged me. I'll just fall back and shoot you, or I'll just shoot you when I'm in combat with you, and you'll still die, right? Whereas Guard are like, well, everything in my army's blast, so I can't shoot at you when you're in combat with me. I can't fall back and stuff. So you have to go, here's all of my expendable bodies for holding objectives. Their job is also just to stand in the way. And when they all die, because they will, because they're cheap, the rest of your army will die around it.
But I think you've got to do that game of like, put the stuff in the way and kill your opponent while your stuff is blocking their stuff.
Yeah, and it's a very high skill thinking game.
If you're good at movement stuff, you can do really well with it.
And it's like, I really like Drukari because they're they've got hyper maneuverability. They can go in, strike, leave, right? Whereas Guard are go in, strike, stand there
with very, very tough tanks.
with tough tanks or really shit bodies.
Yeah, just
Right.
dudes everywhere.
Yeah, so you're like stormtroopers, like drop in, shoot, murder a unit, and you're like, I can leave at the end of your turn. Please don't come near me. Please do not.
But that's why you have loads of units to just keep doing it.
But it's like, I think but it's not a game I want to play. It's
no,
not-
yeah, that's
I
fair.
just-
If you don't
it's
want to
not-
do it, you don't want to do it.
I think you have to be in a very particular mindset to absolutely just get smashed up like that on the regular.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, anyway, thank you, Necromancer Goblin. He says, Tyrannid, Necrons, and Chaos Knights. Will play my Necrons first time in a long time. What should I try? Building the new ones from Kill Team at the moment.
I've not looked at their rules, but they're cool looking models.
I think Necrons are weird. Like, I really like Necrons. Like, lore style is like the most boring thing in the world.
I really like the flayed ones are my favourite models in the range.
I like them.
And they've always been my favourite unit for Necrons because they're the ones with the most kind of like flavour. They're all a bit mental. They like to wear a bit of skin.
I quite like the three-legged ones with the giant scythes.
Oh,
like
the Scorpex
stabby
destroyers.
people.
The
Cool.
destroyer cult stuff is really cool.
I like all the cool melee ones, basically.
I like the Ophidian destroyers.
The ones that look like the old Wraiths.
The ones that look like old Wraiths.
Yeah.
I like them because they look like old Wraiths.
Right.
And they're kind of like, if I was saying like if I was going to do a Necron army, I would do a flayed one themed army with mostly just with the Ophidian destroyers, with like because they've got the Necron head, whereas the new Wraiths kind of look like the robots from the Matrix.
They do, actually, yeah.
So I like the idea of the Ophidian destroyers, and they cover them in all the dead skin because they look like big, angry Necrons. I think that'd be the way to go. It wouldn't be a good army.
Yeah, destroyer cult's what I would want to do.
Yeah, they're cool.
But
The
I
Silent King's
get
really
really
cool.
fucking bored of 20-man warrior bricks
Well,
and stuff. I don't like it.
Yeah, Wraiths, Catan, and 20-man
Yeah,
warriors.
you say that like Deathwing Knights are like the most annoyingly oppressive unit on the table. Catan stands next to the Deathwing Knights.
Yeah,
they stand
it's-
hand in hand, drifting through the poppy fields
just
of bullshit.
Any game where those are in, I'm just like, oh my god, this
Yeah,
is so much effort.
when I see Catan on the table, I know it's going to be the most tedious game on the planet.
Catan, Wraiths, and 20-man Necron bricks, you're just like, they're like, cool.
Thing is though, like the Wraith bricks, everyone's like, oh, they're unkillable. They are killable because you go in and you just precision out the character.
If they let you, yeah.
And then, but the thing is though, it's not an enjoyable victory, is it? When you fight Necrons,
I never really have fun playing against Necrons, no.
When you fight against Necrons, you're like, oh, God, that was hard work. I've done it, but I've done it, and it's like, and it's not to poo-poo you for being a Necron player. I think
It's not their fault what the rules are.
No, I think if you're getting into Necrons, I think like don't think about what's competitive. You know,
Get a monolith.
Get a monolith because they're great.
New Nightbringer.
Yeah.
When he
We
comes out.
literally just said about Catan being But
At least
he
they're-
is stunningly.
At least he's
beautiful.
bigger now.
Yeah, I think you can't hide him behind.
It's
like
not
a tree.
40 mil base.
But I also would only probably ever really take one Catan.
Yeah,
That's fine. I think take one's fine. Take three, bit bullshitty.
just take fun stuff.
Although I don't know if I prefer the new Nightbringer or the look of the Void Dragon. Because I fucking love the Void
the
Dragon.
Void Dragon's
model.
really cool.
I don't know if he's any good. No,
He's good.
is he?
he's
He's
very
a Catan, he's good.
good. Yeah.
He does
and,
Catan
and if
things.
you put vehicles on the table, they just die.
Yeah.
He looks at them and they die.
Which
got two
he should do,
monoliths.
to be fair.
He's got two monoliths. What a fucking champion. Good man.
Oh,
Yeah,
Good man.
and that's why you're cool.
monoliths are great. And then thank you, Shiit Can't,
Shiite can't.
Shiite Can't, for 50 gifted memberships.
It's Matt, by the way.
It is Matt.
Matt.
And it's instead of writing shit cunt.
Oh.
Yeah. When he
cunt.
puts that on, he basically puts on like the fake glasses with the big nose.
Oh,
and
it's like what
mustache.
John does. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Matt, you fucking hero, for the third set of 50 gifted members.
He's doing a lot today.
Yeah.
He also
Carry the chain.
done a super chat saying, yawning is very much contagious, Liam.
Well, whilst Joe thinks of a third hope for you, the problem is that I'm not used to get so the way because of the streaming, I normally go to bed at like 1 o'clock, like 12 to 1 is when I normally go to bed because I'll finish streaming, wind down a bit, do a little bit of work normally, and then go to bed, right? And then that means I get up at like 8, 9 in the morning after a good sleep. And then this morning, I got my alarm went off at 5:45 because the skips were getting delivered sometime from 7. The skip people, it's really annoyed me, right? They're like, your delivery window is between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. And I was like, so I messaged the woman back yesterday. I was like, can you give me like a specific hour window? They're like, no, that's the timings. I was like, are you sure? So then I originally said to her, can I leave the gates open? They just drop them off. She's like, yeah, you can do that. And I sat there with Lisa after the stream finished yesterday. I was like, I'm not comfortable doing that. I'm not happy about it. So I came in this morning and got that done. And thankfully, the guy was like, when he delivered the skip, he's like, I need your signature. I was like, oh, I got told you could just drop it off. He said, no, I need your signature to make sure you're happy with it. I was like, fucking good job I came in.
Yeah.
But because I'm not used to it, I went to bed at 10:30 last night, didn't get to sleep at all because I'm not used to going to bed that early. And then after I'd finally drifted off, I kept waking up like, have I slept through my alarm? Because I don't really have an alarm, which I know is a fucking privileged place to be. But I've got kids, they're an alarm. So when they get up at 7:30, that normally wakes me up anyway. So I slept like shit. And then now I'm really tired. We won't leave it till 11:30, so, you know. Oh. I'm sorry for the yawning. And Joe's now got, I hope, your third set of 50 gifted.
I hope that you get to have like one of those little boating lakes, and you get to have like a remote control. Like a galleon. You can just,
like
a
old timey
ship.
Yeah,
a
big
big
remote control boats around.
broadside battleship.
Yeah, but like they have functioning guns.
Nice.
You could just, like,
real guns.
Yeah, you could just shoot at the other boats, not people.
I'm into it.
But like,
Well, it could be people
yeah,
if you don't like them.
Yeah.
just push them in.
Yeah.
Get them boats. They're not sentient.
You
But
could use them to fight all the spiders that you hate.
yeah, and it's Australia, so they'd just be full of those like swimming spiders, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know
thank
why.
you, shit cunt, for another super chat. It says Joe Tom hint.
Yeah, because there's yawning and he's in Australia. Because it's like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning now, I think, for them as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wasn't it? Yeah, it'd be like
Move away from Australia.
Crazy time.
Just move to a country where like death is on every corner.
All the Australians are getting involved now, look.
Oh, Brent's here. Hello. Brent, he says, custom Space Marine chapter for flexibility, CSM Kazabadon, and Orcs, lots of fun all over. That, honestly, if you wanted the most variety out of any armies, that's probably the 3 to pick.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Space Marines, you could do literally any play style. CSM, if you just love Abaddon, that's fair. And then Orcs, just, again, do whatever the hell you want.
Fellow Abaddon.
That gives you a lot of variety.
Like,
and
you could
you've
do-
got Chaos, Imperium, and Xenos.
You could do, like, I'd say, like, any play style easily with those 3.
Yeah, I love it. I'm into it. Right, you lot are amazing. Oh, I think we're done. Are we done? Is that everything, Tom?
That's everything I got.
You people are you ready to hit the end button? You happy to do that?
And
It's just, is it the normal end button?
Yeah. You have to go in-game.
Oh, I've
with
got to
them.
find it. Yeah, got it.
You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out. Big shout out, Matt, for 150 gifted from one individual,
big
which is
dog.
mad generous. You
Yeah.
wonderful human. I know it's significantly cheaper in Australia, but you know. But thanks anyway. You are a fucking legend, and I love you. I can only hope it's tired-based delirium. And you won't then later on wake up and go, what did I do? And then recall it all in your credit card.
Or he's being
Full of regret.
controlled by a mind controlling
Imagine if you could do
spider.
that. Imagine if you could give 50 and then wait half an hour and recall it on your credit card and be like, I look like a fucking hero, and then I'm getting a penny.
I give you a bit of a headache.
Aren't there like those like spiders that like hypnotise like frogs to protect their babies? Or
What
something?
the fuck have
There
you
is
been watching?
like there is something that basically messes up frogs to basically protect their babies and not eat them. I can't remember who it is. Chat will know.
Anyway, Matt, you're a fucking legend. But obviously, it's not just Matt. Everybody who gifted and donated and took part today, you're all heroes as well. Thank you so much for all the gifters. Thank you so much for all the super chats. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for hanging out in chat and chatting to us during this Liam and Joe show. I think it's an interesting discussion. I try to find ways of kind of the more ways I can find to remove more dickheads from the game, the happier I am. Ultimately, we never remove all of them, but you know, in general. So thank you for hanging out with us. Tonight we're going to have a live game of Warhamster 40k. I am this side of the table against Mr. the Paddy, who's bringing Blood Angels. And Joe and Tom will be over, if you're hanging about, Tom, that is, of course, I'm assuming there, hanging about on the deck tonight. And then tomorrow at 9 o'clock, we've got After Dark at 9 p.m. I already said at 9 o'clock, I don't want to say it twice. See, tiredness. So hopefully you'll join us for that. And then we've got the weekend. We can chill out for a bit. And I have got to throw lots of things in skips.
I'll go to a GT.
Unsurprisingly.
Unsurprisingly. Yeah.
No, Tom, you are at a tournament for a weekend.
Well, I won an RTT. I was like, instantly sign up for a GT, where I'll probably do terribly.
Yeah, why not? Anyway, you guys are amazing. Look out also, if you remember, for perhaps a behind-the-scenes video on Monday, depending on how much skippage we get done over the course of this weekend. Hopefully we'll see you all tonight. We'll see you all tonight for that live game of Warhammer 40k. If not, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, one more time.